Good evening. This is Texarkana Game Day, and we're live here at Tiger Stadium in Grimm Park as your Texas High Tigers get ready to take on Jacksonville tonight. But before we get started with our live stream of Friday night football action, we have got senior night here at Texas High, and so we're going to break away and let the field announcer take it over. We've got some little ones on the field right now, and then we've got seniors lined up that are getting ready to come onto the field, so we're going to salute them tonight, and we're going to kick it over to the field announcer, and we'll be right back with you.
We also ask that you show your appreciation for these students who will be taking part indirectly in tonight's game, who are supporting their teams at home and away, as they play an integral part in their team's success.
The officials for this game have been mutually agreed upon by school officials for both schools. The rule is not unlike those of players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators.
Without them, this game would not be possible. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility.
True sportsmanship means that you, as a fan, should not loudly criticize any players, coaches, or officials, and should remain courteous and respectful as you should your team.
Texas High Student Council would like to thank our sponsors of spirit items this year: Gusano's Pizza, Lafferty's Home and Appliance, and Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital.
Wisdom's Animal Clinic, Econology Texarkana, First Franklin Financial, and Hanks Chicken. Please visit these businesses and thank them for their support.
Last Sunday, our Texas High Steppers hosted a clinic, and the participants are making the way to the field on this time.
They will perform a routine that they learned at the clinic. Take it away, little High Steppers.
Baby,
Great job, high steppers and young high steppers. Attention all Texas High Tiger and Jacksonville Indian fans. TISD is starting a new procedure tonight. Tiger Stadium will officially close 20 minutes following the end of the football game. We will turn off the lights and lock the field at that time, so please make sure you are heading to your vehicle within the 20-minute time span. TISD thanks you in advance for your cooperation.
At this time, Texas High would like to recognize some of our seniors who helped make Friday nights great. We've divided our senior nights between the last two home games.
Nicholas Batt, representing football, is escorted by Autumn Carter. Savion Barnett, representing football, is escorted by Lindsay Dansby and Courtney Johnson, and Blair Barnett and Carol Moss. Keontae Featherson, representing football, is escorted by his mother, Kelly Owens, and his grandma, Deborah Allen. Derek Brown, representing football, is escorted by Jerry Stanford. Darren Finley, representing football and leadership, is escorted by mother Dorkina Finley and brother Marquavius Fisher. Tyler Harris, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his mom, Leslie Harris, and his dad, Justin Harris. Hampton Heil, representing football, is escorted by his mom, Sherry Hills, and his dad, Jerry Heil. Keyshawn Hill, representing football, is escorted by his mother, Shalisha Duckett, and stepdad, Larry Duckett. Corbin Hoffmeister, representing football and TigerVision, is escorted by his parents, Gail and Trent Hoffmeister. Antonio Jackson, representing football, is escorted by his father, Ray Jackson. Jalen Jones, representing football, is escorted by his mom, Denita Beasley, and dad, Roderick Jones. Jaden Kelly, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his mother, Heather Kelly, and grandmother, Sherry Kelly. Quayshawn McCullum, representing football, is escorted by Felicia Huff. Jake McGuire, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Dara and Jeff McGuire. Brayson McHenry, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Candy and Jason McHenry.
Nate Minnie, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Kim Minnie and Scott. Austin Miller, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Jessica and Bill Miller. Brock Norton, representing football, is escorted by his parents, Autumn Hampton and Eric. Kyrick Robinson, representing football, is escorted by his parents, Lucinda Florence and Tyrone Ross. Blake Rogers, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Kelly and Todd Bennett. Trayvon Rush, representing football, is escorted by his mom, Naomi Rush, and his sister, Tracy. Braylon Stewart, representing football, is escorted by Katrina Smith and Roderick Stewart. Cameron Thomas, representing football, is escorted by Pamela Watson and Rodney Watson. Nathan Tyler Moore, representing football, is escorted by Jackie Moore and Alana Cheek. Javarius Tyson, representing football, is escorted by Medea Williams, Sharia Garner, and Cedric Holmes. Ezekiel Ware, representing football, is escorted by Robert Williams. Braxton White, representing football, is escorted by his parents, Shayla White and Sydney. Chandler Wright, representing football and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Tina Jones and Cleveland Wright.
Lauren Allred, representing sports medicine and leadership, is escorted by her father, Matt Allred. Charity Jellington, representing sports medicine, is escorted by Charlotta and Chris Bailey. Jayla Jefferson, representing sports medicine, is escorted by Tiffany Carson and Haley Jefferson. Ashanti Northcross, representing sports medicine and leadership, is escorted by her mother, Dewana Northcross, and her father, Jeremy Northcross. Valeria Perez, representing sports medicine and leadership, is escorted by her mom, Maria Perez, and grandpa, Juan Vasquez. Vanessa Perez, representing sports medicine, is escorted by her father, Johnny Perez, and grandma, Modesta Vasquez. Ashna Cockrell, representing sports medicine, is escorted by her parents, Manha Cockrell and Sunil Cockrell. Emily Rios, representing sports med, is escorted by Carlos Rios and Nancy Boncia. Kiera Sanchez, representing sports medicine, is escorted by Martha Inez and Francisco Sanchez Inez. Nyla Henry Tucker is escorted by her mother, Mishindale Tucker, and her grandpa, Michael Tucker. Emma Burns, representing TigerVision, is escorted by her parents, Emily Burns and Brian Burns. Will Carter, representing TigerVision and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Robbie Carter and Robin Carter. Jackson Patterson, representing cheer sports and leadership, is escorted by his parents, Catherine Weber and Ty Patterson. Jack Wilson, representing cheer sports, leadership, and golf, is escorted by his parents, Angie Wilson and J.D. Wilson.
The students wish to thank their family members for the love and support shown to them throughout their lives. They also want to thank the teachers and administrators at Texas High for the support they have been given.
Texas High says thank you, class of 2022, for your dedication and for sharing your talents with our community. Your leadership on and off the field is greatly appreciated.
Student council representatives from Jacksonville and Texas High are meeting at the building. Seniors representing Jacksonville are Julissa Cabrera, Jonathan Lambert, Sidney Dew, and Vanessa Sanchez.
Students representing Texas High are Ellison Davis, Kerrigan Rush, Sakari Wyrick, Keely Lyons, Ashton Robertson, and Jalen Gillespie. Both councils are members of TASC. We may be rivals on the field, but we're great friends through student council.
Would you please stand for the playing of the Jacksonville and Texas High School songs?
Welcome back to the booth, folks, as senior night here at Texas High, one of 2 senior nights. Want to welcome everybody to the game tonight between the Jacksonville Fighting Indians and the Texas High Tigers. Tonight's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Nobody does it like the Hut.
That's right.
Eric Aiken along with Brian Bolt, and our producer Zach Doty will join us a little bit later. And Brian, I brought a special guest tonight.
Yes, you did.
My beautiful wife is going to be in the booth with us tonight. She's walked into the stands to see some friends for a little bit, but she'll be back up here in a little bit. But enough of the lovey-dovey stuff. And, as we talked about in pregame on Texarkana Game Day earlier, we've got this could be a trap game, if you will, for Texas High and for them. But, man, before we even get to that, it's a beautiful night tonight, and the weather's just beautiful tonight.
Yeah, here in Texarkana, Texas, tonight it's 71 degrees. It says it's going to be clear, no rain in the forecast. We'll get down to about 64 degrees before we get out of here tonight, but no rain in sight. It's a clear night, and the Tigers are looking for another district win.
And by golly, I can tell you this, it's not near as windy as it was last week.
It feels a lot better
especially
to be
inside
home.
the booth. It's nothing like home field advantage. As you can see on your screen, the Texas High Band playing that wonderful school song for you Texas High fans and alumni, as tonight is Pink Out Night.
It is.
It is cancer awareness, breast cancer awareness for the month of October. And so Texas High student section dressed in pink, along with the pink pom-poms by the cheerleaders, as you will see a little bit later, as you can see on your screen now. And so you see all the signs with ribbons and all kinds of things on it. And so love the attention that they give to that. And folks, we're going to turn it now to the field as the playing of our national anthem is taking place. As always, a great job by that Texas High Tiger Band and leading us in the national anthem. Once again, I want to welcome you back to the booth as we're trying to get our pregame show. There's a lot of things going on senior night as we jump into our keys to the game for tonight. And Brian, last week, Texas High took care of business pretty quick, as a lot of people don't know, but Pine Tree did not get a first down until the third quarter, had 80 yards of total offense on 40 plays, so that's an average of 2 yards per play. That Texas High defense is a big key to tonight's game, as well as it is in every game.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to hit on first. The offensive line, 3 seniors and 2 juniors for the Jacksonville Indians rolling in here. They are 1-6 on the season, but a good football team going to come in here tonight, and I expect for at least a good first half for them to come out battling tonight. But those 3 seniors and 2 juniors on the offensive line, a key for them tonight. They're going to have to handle the defensive line of Texas High, and that's going to be a big tax for them.
Well, and I had an opportunity to have dinner with Matt Montgomery, their play-by-play announcer, and he let me know that they've got a tight end. They're going to put a tight end formation in tonight, and they're going to be running that quite a bit to try to get the run game going because they're concerned. They know the defensive backfield of Texas High is very good along with that defensive line, so they're trying to get quick passes out Just trying to, they're thinking Texas High is going to be in cover 2, so they're going to try to throw underneath a lot tonight.
Yeah. And so Brayson McHenry needs to come out. We haven't seen him start a game yet this year where he has just come out lights out and on fire. But I expect tonight's senior night, there's a lot of things going on here, and the atmosphere is really, really high tonight here at Tiger Stadium. And so I expect Brayson McHenry to come out fire on all cylinders.
Which last week was, we talked about the most improved part of his game is his run game. Last week had over 140 yards of offense on the ground. I mean, rushing for him, it was unbelievable. We have not seen that out of him. And so, but I think on the offensive side of the ball for the Tigers, a player to watch is going to be senior night Blake Rogers. I think tonight they could possibly be moving him into the slot where he was last year. I felt like he did a great job across the middle, running the quick slant. And I think Blake Rogers is fixing to have a big night tonight on senior night.
Yeah, and speaking of senior night, on the opposite side of the ball for the defense, number 11, Darren Finley. I talked about it pregame on the set that we had down there on the field. Last year I was a big fan of Jackson Halter, and I was worried this year was somebody going to be able to come in and bring that same emotion that Jackson brought in every week and fire up the defense and make big plays. And, man, was I really surprised when Darren Finley stepped into those shoes. And, I mean, he is a kid that is just so much fun to watch every week. And so I think he's going to be a guy to watch not just this week but every week, because he is just a great player for the Tigers and an outstanding Mike linebacker.
And if you jump to the opposite side of the ball, the Jacksonville offense, you recognize the McNown name or McCown name. He got a couple of uncles that played in the NFL, along with his dad, Randy, that played at Texas A&M as a quarterback there at Texas A&M. And so, obviously, he's a player to watch. But I think their go-to guy is going to be Devin McEwen. The kid can absolutely fly. And I was asking Matt at dinner, I'm like, why don't you just put it in his hands and let him do it? And they're trying to create that space for him to do it. So Devin McEwen is definitely a Division I recruit, but he's only a junior, so Texas High will have to deal with him again next year, depending on what realignment does.
Yeah, and the strong side linebacker for the Jacksonville Indians tonight, Calvin Bryant. He's a senior, and so in his senior year here, he's a great player on that side of the ball, but he's also, like I said, the strong side, and that's where the Tigers like to run it, is to that strong side of their offensive line. And so he's going to be a key player to watch tonight, because he's going to have to take on a lot of blows from that big offensive line running right at him tonight.
And so it's senior night here at Texas High. We're waiting on the Texas High Tigers to make their way onto the field, as it looks like I believe they're in the tunnel. Jacksonville has already made their way onto the field, as game time is about 5 minutes away. And so the Jacksonville captains are already lined up and waiting and ready to go. And so we're still waiting on the Tigers. They're still in the den.
Yeah, so while they're in there getting ready to come out, Eric, why don't we talk about some Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital area games tonight? I know you've got it pulled up there. Why don't you give us some rundown of who's playing in town, out of town, and then who's all around?
So in town, out of town, and all around.
That's right.
Kind of like how you put that. In district play for this game is Marshall is traveling to Mount Pleasant. Hallsville goes to Nacogdoches, and Pine Tree will be at White House. The amazing part about this district is Texas High has a one-game lead and has the tiebreaker for the seeding against Marshall, who's the second-place team at 3-1. Texas High being at 4-0 or 5-0. 4-0. Sorry, Marshall's at 3-1. Pine Tree, Mount Pleasant, Nacogdoches, and Hallsville are all tied at 2-2, and the Jacksonville Indians were at 2-3. Jacksonville were to come in and have the upset, it could get crazy in the district.
Eric, I'm going to put you on the spot. We're going speed round here. I want you to pick the winners of the night. Spring Hill visiting Pleasant Grove. What you got?
I'm going to take Pleasant Grove by 10.
Okay.
And Liberty Yalo and Gilmer, I'm going to go LE by 4. Who you got?
We said it earlier. I said LE by 3. You said LE by 4. I think LE's going to come up with a big upset over number 2, the Gilmer Buckeyes, and they are in Texarkana tonight.
As the Tigers are coming out of the locker room and they're loading the tunnel. And I see Carthage is playing Rusk. I'm going Carthage by 60.
Okay. All right. One more local game. Arkansas High playing Hot Springs tonight. Who you got?
Hey, you're the Arkansas guy. Who you got? I'm gonna flip it on
Look,
you.
I absolutely love my Arkansas Razorbacks on the other side of town, but they are very, very young, and Hot Springs is very, very old. And so they've got a lot of seniors. I personally know some of them up there. They played for me over at another school up in Hot Springs, but they're putting together a great ball club over at Hot Springs. They're 3-3 on the season right now, but I think they do come out with the win tonight.
Yeah. So the video is running. Pre-game video's running as Billy's giving the sign. The Tiger King's got him lined up.
That's right. He's waving his hat, and the hype video is coming on the screen, and the Tigers are getting ready.
As you can see, folks, we've got the smoke about to be lit. Lavender's got the fire extinguishers ready to go. Derek Brown standing out front with the Texas flag, as only in not just the state of Texas, but at Texas high school will you get an entry like this, as it is about time for Texas high school football right here at Tiger Stadium.
And your first quarter is going to be brought to you tonight by State Bank. State Bank is your local bank for all your personal and business banking needs, with branches in Atlanta, Clarksville, DeKalb, Texarkana, Nash, and New Boston. If you're looking to buy, build, or refinance, contact Jay Davis over at State Bank of DeKalb, or you can visit them at statebankofdecalb.com. State Bank, your family, your bank.
And through the smoke, here come those Tigers.
Cowbells are ringing, orange smokes are flying, there's flags everywhere, and the Tigers have entered the field.
Not only the Texas flag, but great gesture by our Tigers as they carry the American flag along with all of our armed forces flags. And so for all of you veterans out there, on behalf of myself and Brian, along with Texarkana Gameday and TigerVision, thank you for your service. We really appreciate it, because it's because of you that we have the freedom to play this game tonight, and we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, we still got little ones coming out of the tunnel. I know you can't see it on your screen, but Billy's still giving them a little smoke as they trot out. It's taking them a lot of steps to get a few feet down there, but they are going after it.
Billy was making sure that everybody's out. I think Toon has got they've got their daughter under control. As the captains make their way to the field tonight, looks like all of the seniors are going to be considered captains, but going to select a few. For Jacksonville, it's going to be number 3, JT Johnson, number 16, going to be Camontrian Woods. I'm trying to get numbers on number 11, Tony Pinson, and I cannot get, I think it's going to be number 4, Kennedy. And then for Texas High is going to be number 4, Jalen Jones, number 2, Braylon Stewart, number 3, Derek Brown, and number 12, Brayson McHenry. All 3 of those guys are seniors, and I can tell you next year we will miss all 3 of them, as they've been contributors to this team, not just this year, but over the last 2 years.
Eric, they've brought out the white helmets once again this week. I know we were on the road last time, so everybody didn't get to see them, but they've got those fresh white helmets on. What do you think about those?
Man, it looks good. It's kind of been a tradition here that the white helmet, the black helmet, was the first time last year. The main reason they did not have those helmets at the beginning of the season has just been the COVID supply chain shortage that we all are starting to experience. And so it looks like Texas High is going to kick off to begin the football game tonight, as they will get it in the second half. Back deep for the Indians is going to be number 14 that we talked about earlier, Devin McEwen. That's the kid that you want to watch tonight, as he is a special talent for the Jacksonville Indians.
And so, Eric, we do have our Texar Federal Credit Union replay tonight, so we will have some replays throughout the game for you. So we appreciate all of our sponsors here at Texarkana Gameday: State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Gregor Auto Collection, your Commercial National Bank scoreboard, Texar Federal Credit Union replay, and also Pizza Hut.
Austin Miller with it teed up. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. If you're at home, get your cowbell, get whatever kind of noisemaker you got, and let the neighbors know you're watching Tiger football. Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway for Texas High Tiger football right here on Texarkana Gameday, along with TigerVision. Kick's going to go deep as Austin Miller kicks it through the end zone. And so the Jacksonville Indians will have it at the 25-yard line to begin their first drive of the night. Defense trots on. And I tell you, another player that we want to watch is Childs, man. I'm telling you, number 95 is having a season. I heard, you and I heard Coach Stanford really challenge him after the Hallsville game to make some changes. And, buddy, has he ever made some changes and is having a season in the last 2 or 3 games.
Brown, Childs, White, and Crite, they will round out the starting defensive line for the Tigers tonight. Javarius Tyson, Darren Finley, and C.J. Brown playing linebacker tonight. And then your secondary, Michael Thomas, Tyreek Robinson, Jalen Jones, and Josh Stewart, all down wearing the orange on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
So to begin the night, Jacksonville 18, Ryan McCown comes out as he is flanked with Isaiah Mallard, and going to go to the air to begin the game. Going to be complete to none other than Devin McEwen, and going to have enough for about a gain of 4 as he steps out of bounds, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and good job by Michael Thomas, the corner over there, staying close to him. That was a great pitch and catch there by the quarterback and that receiver on that side, but Michael Thomas right there on him to push him out after a short game.
So 2nd down and 6 on the play as McNown is in. They brought in a tight end as well as an H-back. They're going to give it off to Mallard. Mallard's going to be quickly brought down for a loss of 1 as that Texas High defense is stingy once again tonight. 3rd down.
Yeah, big night for senior number 27, Javarius Tyson. He shot right through his gap. No one touched him, and he ran down the running back for the Indians in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be about a loss of 1.
The Achilles heel for the Jacksonville Indians is going to be that offensive line. They've struggled all year long. They've had a lot of trouble running the ball, and so expect a big night by that Texas High defensive line on the run. 3rd down, looking to pass here. Going to get it out to Mallard once again. Mallard's going to try to turn the corner, but it's going to get a gain of 1, but it's going to step out of bounds, be 4th down and 6 once again. No gain on the play.
Yeah, and so Coach Hawk and Coach Wilson coming out running a little bit of some man-free, 1 safety deep, and everyone else manned up, and they're bringing the house right now. When you run that kind of defense, you're basically saying my guys are better than yours, and we're going to come after you. We can man up with you, and we're not scared.
Dylan Roberts back to kick for the Indians, and Jalen Jones back for the Tigers to receive it. Dylan gets a kick away. It'll be a rather short kick as going to bounce, almost hit a Tiger there, but going to bounce backwards a little bit. It's going to be 1st and 10 just outside the 40-yard line, going to be at about the 43-yard line of the Texas High Tigers as they take over right there, 1st and 10 for their first possession of the game. 11:02 left in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, and a good job there by the Tigers to make a big stand on the first series for Jacksonville. And so I think just looking at the size of the 2 teams out there right now, I think the offense is going to manhandle the defense for the Indians.
So Brayson McHenry comes into tonight's game with 5 touchdown passes, and going to get it out to Cody Reese. Reese is going to fake back to the outside, cut it back inside, and he's going to have plenty for a 1st down as he gets it into Jacksonville territory.
Yeah, and that was number 9. Let's see, we don't have number 9 on our sheet. They stuck him in last. Let's see, that's Jonathan Johnson, who is in playing cornerback over here. And he is, I don't believe that's what I was pointing at. Nobody could see, but I was pointing down here. I think that's your mismatch right there is Reese on Johnson, or Johnson on Reese.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be your mismatch. I think they've got a deep ball anytime they want to throw it over here.
Going to fake it to Braylon Stewart, going to get it out to none other than Blake Rogers, as we talked about, out of the slot. And once again, the Tigers with another 1st down, 2 plays, 2 1st downs by that Texas High offense.
Yeah, just a breakdown on the defense. There was a little bit of a slant route. Both DBs went with the slant, and he just ran out there in the flats, and he flung it over to him for a nice gain. I'm excited for Blake Rogers. I love that kid, and he was just a workhorse last year. Didn't get a lot of touchdowns, but moved the chains up and down the field for the Tigers, and this year he's getting some love.
I think he's more comfortable in that slot position as well, as they've got Nate Minnie and Jalen Kelly. Going to send him out, and he is wide open in the end zone. McHenry had him wide open as Jaden Kelly, if he'd have just turned around a little bit earlier, the ball was a little bit underthrown, or that was 6.
Yeah, and the secondary coach is out past the numbers on the field, getting on to his safety right there, the corner, or excuse me, one of the linebackers and the safety just not on the same page. The defense not looking very good for the Indians right now, and the Tigers just picking where they want to go with the ball.
Great play call by offensive coordinator Clint Toon.
Yeah, Jaden Kelly just got turned around there and couldn't quite find the ball, but it won't be long. The Tigers are going to be in the end zone here.
Yeah. McHenry back to pass, and ball's going to be bobbled as Rogers tried to bring it down and almost intercepted.
Yeah, Tony Pinson, the free safety, came down, and Rogers could not quite handle that throw. Pinson almost came up with probably would have been a pick six. I don't know, Braylon Stewart could probably run him down here.
I have a feeling of that, as the Tigers have been in the air all night so far and have yet to run the ball. So here we are, 3rd down and 10, and in my opinion, probably 2-down territory for Texas High. And Stewart back to pass, and Russ going to be a fumble on the play and going to get on the ball. Number 72 with a recovery. Great job by John Jack to get on that fumble as the blitz came.
Yeah, just a breakdown there on the offensive line. Not sure exactly what they were trying to run. They're going to punt the ball away here. But I was going to tell you before that last play, Nate Minnie was backing Blake Rogers off the line. So Nate was going out for a pass from the tight end position. I was hoping he was going to get a TD on the first drive on senior night.
On senior night. Cody Reese in the deep snap at 2. Austin Miller, as looks like they've got McEwen back standing at about the 9-yard line. Looks like just a little pooch kick. And going to kick it pretty much straight up and get a nice roll, nice Tiger roll down inside the 15 at the 13 where Jacksonville will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, and a big stop right there after some breakdowns on the defense. It looked like the Tigers were just doing anything they wanted to do, marching the ball right down the field. And then one play, a big breakdown that drove the ball way, way back for the Tigers, and they have to punt it away, and here come the Indian offense.
So for the Indian defense, you got to be excited about that stop as the Tigers are marching down the field pretty handedly. 9:01 left here in the first quarter as McNown is in once again, leads his team. Going to go back to pass as he's going to try to go deep to McEwen, but going to overthrow him as McEwen's fast, but he's not quite that fast, as it's going to be Joshua Stewart on the coverage, and they feel like that could be the weak link for the Tigers defense.
Yeah, and a good job there by number 23, Josh Stewart, who's getting the start tonight over at cornerback. And so good coverage by him.
So 2nd down and 10 after the overthrown pass. Here come the Tigers on the blitz, and looks like it's going to be a false start. So number 21, which is the running back. Excuse me, not the running back. Number 21 is going to be, they've switching more people in. Devion Boyd. And so going to back him up. Going to be 2nd down and 15 after the 5-yard penalty. So McNown, Mallard in the backfield with him. Also Ryan Walker in at wide receiver. Going to be another false start on Jacksonville. And if you're Jacksonville offensive line, you're wanting to get off on that Texas High defense as they have been stingy all year, and Derek Brown is looking over at his guys going, hey, this is our chance to get a safety. He's really wanting that to happen. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't see it because there's not a camera up here, but a local legend has just entered the booth up here. We'll see if we can get an interview with him here in just a minute. If you're watching from home right now, we appreciate you for tuning in here on Texarkana Game Day and TigerVision. Make sure you go out and like and share the post. Also go over to Texarkana Game Day and give that Facebook a like.
It's going to be a pitch and catch from McCown to McEwen. But it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 as they get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tyreek Robinson coming in, picking up another tackle for him. Also Derek Brown over there getting in on the tackle as well.
How about Tyreek Robinson with 5 INTs on the year? That's a high school career right there for 6 on the year. Being corrected by our statistician. You can't even get that word out. So And now we've got a timeout by Jacksonville. And, folks, we're going to take a timeout with them. With 8:08 left here in the first quarter, we're knotted at 0. You're watching Texas High Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day along with TigerVision. And we're back underway as McCown is back to pass. He dances around and is going to get it off, but he's going to throw it into the band of Texas High as Texas High defensive line had a lot of pressure on Ryan during that last play.
And it looks like one of the baritone players did drop that one incomplete on the second row. That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Man, you're on point tonight. I'm pretty proud of you, man. You even knew what a baritone was. That's what I'm more impressed with.
I have no clue if that's a baritone. First off, I can't even see that far. So,
well, here we go. It looks like it's going to be 4th down and 10. Ball is spotted at, we're going to go the 13-yard line. Going to be back to punt once again. Dylan Roberts in the punt and Jalen Jones back deep for the Tigers as 8:01 left here in the first quarter. Going to kick it off to the sidelines and going to be out of bounds as Jeremy Harrell almost had that one. But obviously we saw why he's an O-line coach and not a receivers coach on that.
The Tigers went after it that time and almost got to it, but he did get the punt away. And once again, the Tigers are going to start with great field position. We'll see if McHenry can come out and rally his troops down into the end zone.
So ball is spotted at the 45-yard line of the Indians as McHenry leads his offense back out on the field. He's got T.J. Gray, and he's going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to go up the middle for his first carry of the night, gain of 1 on the play. As I was saying, got T.J. Gray, Blake Rogers, and Cody Reese in at receiver.
And number 29, Dominique Bowens. Bowens. He makes the tackle for the Indians. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
So 2nd and 9. Ball is at the 44-yard line. McHenry back to pass, gets it out to Reese. He's got blockers, and Reese is going to be just shy of a 1st down if they should give it to him, as it's the markers at the 35, and that's where the ball is.
Yeah, and he's saying move it, and so.
I thought you couldn't see that far, Coach.
I can see right down in front of us.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at this guy. He's pointing move it. He's the one that tells them whether to move it or not.
Well, the chains are on the opposite side if you're just joining us. So McHenry going to fake the handoff. He's got somebody deep. He's looking for Gray, and Gray goes up and is going to be in and out of his hands.
Yeah, number 5, that's Isaiah Mallard. He's a senior. That was a pretty good play by him. As the hands of the receiver, Gray, went up. He went up and pulled those hands down just as the ball got there. Pretty good play by that guy.
So that's 2 balls dropped in the end zone for the Tigers so far. And
I wouldn't call that one dropped. It was a great play.
It was dropped. It was if it touches your hands, you ought to catch it, in my opinion. McHenry back to pass once again, gets it out to Cody Reese. Reese is more involved in the offense this week as they're wanting to throw the ball a lot more on this offense, and they need to get the passing game going headed towards the playoffs.
Yeah, and against the secondary that they're seeing right now, not a real great big secondary and linebacker core, I think you're going to see them throw the ball quite a bit tonight.
So 7 minutes flat left here in the first quarter. Score 0-0. McHenry back to pass once again, looking Cody Reese's way. Is going to give direct traffic and gets it off to Blake Rogers, and Rogers is going to be stopped. They're going to give him forward progress. Should be enough for a 1st down Ball is at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and a nice catch there by Rogers, just snagging it out of the air with his hands, not using his body at all, just pulling it down and getting the first down. Look for him to have a big, big night tonight.
Yeah, Cody Reese fell down on that route as he got it over to Stewart, or over to Rogers. Stewart up the middle and going to cross the 20 down to the 18-yard line, brings up second down.
Yeah, Coda Kennedy, he comes up with the tackle right there, but not after a great game by Stewart. He stutter-stepped a little bit and stuck his foot in the ground and hit that hole full speed.
Coda Kennedy's dad is the defensive coordinator for the Indians. And so being a coach's kid, you always like to see coach's kid have a little bit of success with all they put up with. So McHenry with second down and 5. Back to pass, looking. The ball literally just fell out of his hand as he had Blake Rogers across the middle and possibly a score there on senior night.
Yeah, Nate Minnie was wide open on the other side as well, but right at the last second when McHenry was getting ready to throw that ball, he saw something that he didn't like, and he tried to stop himself from throwing it in mid-motion, and that ball just came out of his hands and went about 3 yards into the ground, and they'll live to play third down.
So third down and 5, 6:01 left in the first quarter.
The coverage they're playing, look for him to throw something right across the middle.
So going to get it to Nate Minnie. And Nate Minnie's going to have enough for a first down. Going to be first and goal as Nate Minnie signals first down.
Yeah, and the safety there.
You taught
Let me
him
get
that.
a number on that. Number 13, Xavier Kendrick. He laid a pretty good lick on Nate Minnie and got up clapping his hands at him, and Nate gets up and tells him, well, you might have hit me, but it's a first down, buddy. So
first and goal, ball spot at the 9, hands it off to Stewart. Stewart's got room outside, cuts it back inside. Going to get inside the 5. Touchdown, Tigers!
And you talking about full man mode right there. They jumped on his back, and he took them about 4 or 5 yards all the way into the end zone, and no tickets needed for that ride.
So 5:42 left here in the first quarter as Austin Miller is on for the point attempt after. Blake Rogers to hold. And Tigers lead 6-0 as we wait for the point attempt after as the band plays the fight song, and you always like to hear that song played a lot during the game. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 5:42 left here in the first quarter, Texas High leads 7-0. We'll be back after these messages.
Providing excellent customer service while keeping everyone safe is a top priority here at State Bank. We are making your banking experience safer and easier with our new curbside banking program. Almost anything you need to do inside the branch can now be accomplished with curbside banking. Need to open an account, pick up a debit card, or hands-on help with mobile banking? Just pull into a designated curbside spot, call the number on the sign, and a State Bank team member will come assist you quickly. We are excited to bring you this convenience and are thankful to serve you. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
We're back here at Tiger Stadium where Texas High leads 7-0 with 5:42 left here in the first quarter. Austin Miller's got it teed up. Devin McEwen back deep for the Indians as we await the kickoff. Kick is up, going to try to kick it deep, and McEwen's going to have a chance to return it as he fields it at the 12 and going to get it out just over the 20, basically at the 23-yard line as the Indians will take over.
Jaden Kelly, the junior, coming up with a nice tackle right there. Not letting them quite get any success on that return.
And so we're joined in the booth right now by a special guest, which is our former producer. He quit on us, but no, he's moved to Longview, got Longview game day going on.
Bigger and better things.
Yeah, so our man Frank is in the building tonight. Appreciate you joining us, Frank.
No, thank you guys for having me. I'm glad to be back where it all started last year. I spent the better part of last year teaching you guys how to do this. So everybody watching, you're welcome. They're so good at this because of me.
So McCown back to pass, gets it deep to McEwen, and McEwen
wow.
makes an unbelievable catch, lays out. As I can promise you, my man Matt Montgomery is on the other side. But folks, you might as well start the beeper and back it up because there's a flag on the play.
May not be enough men on the line of scrimmage from where it was thrown over there, not sure.
So if you have to ask if he wants to take that penalty, I think you're kind of like, what's going on? So
Yeah, legal man downfield, and so they're saying that that's not right. They're saying that he was an eligible receiver. That's what they're arguing right now. In their formation that they were running, the guy was an eligible receiver, and they're not going to get that call over there. They're still pleading with the officials, but they're not going to get that call. May end up getting 15 more.
I've got my hand on the mute button just for you, Bolt. I think he learned the hard way that if something exciting happens, I literally cannot stop myself from jumping in and calling the play. So I don't want to do that to Aiken.
well, it's no different when Lavender's up here. I can promise you that. You get body noises. Oh, hey, Kurt, get him. Coach Coleman is still on the other side letting them know about it. So going to hand it off to Mallard. Mallard's going to be fumble on the play. Ball is on the ground. And it looks like Jacksonville's going to have it back as our man Frank was on it there. Frank, what'd you see on that play?
I tried to tell you. I saw a ball come loose.
Brandon Childs getting in there, stripping that ball out. The big nose guard, 275 senior. We talked about him pregame. He does an awesome job in that interior line. And so he gets back there and strips the ball out. But Tigers not fortunate enough to come up with it.
So after the penalty and the fumble, 2nd down and 20, McCown back to pass, looks across the middle and nearly intercepted as the ball was intended for number 23, Calvin Bryant.
Yeah, we call their name multiple times a game. Number 11, Darren Finley, and Jalen Jones, the free safety, both of them almost coming up with a pick right there.
So brings up 3rd down and 20, or a 3rd down and a zip code. Is that what we say usually?
We've got some entertainment this week.
That's right. That's right. We've got a lot of entertainment, a lot of selfies happening.
Oh, and a timeout.
Going to be a timeout. We're going to keep it here. Frank, you've been down in Longview Game Day. You've had Chuck Zach, Tony Kirk have been doing the call down there. Give us a little update. How things going down in Longview?
Things are going well. They're receiving us well. All the other sports are super excited that we're there to kind of help promote them. The other schools in town are getting excited. They're getting involved, and it's gone pretty well so far. I wish that you guys were free some Friday nights, but I understand that you can't come join us. But
we can, because the pay is out of this world.
Well, Frank, we appreciate you for joining us. Back to Texarkana now. No, I'm just kidding, Frank. We're glad to have you here. I was excited to see you earlier.
Were you really?
You know, if I wasn't so deadgum big, I was going to jump in your arms, but I didn't want to hurt you.
No, I had an
I actually
injury
shook
this
your
week.
hand. I actually shook your hand. He didn't, did he?
No,
Yeah,
he did.
yes, I did.
He looked in my hands to see if I had anything to eat, is what he did.
Frank, you got a chili cheese dog.
Yeah.
He
I
did.
could get half of that. I didn't get to
It
eat.
wasn't, hey, nice to see you. Hey, how you been? It was, hey, why didn't you bring me a chili cheese
No,
dog?
I saw you 2 hours before the game down there and shook your hand, and then I went and bought a hoodie.
As offense jogs back on the field, little scoring update as we break up the fight over here between the two sisters. Mount Pleasant is leading Marshall in the 2nd quarter, 7-0. Hallsville leads Nacogdoches 7-0 late in the 1st. McCown back to pass and overthrows his target. Pass is intended for Calvin Bryant as it's going to bring up 4th down for the Indians.
Yeah, and even if it would have been close, cornerback Josh Stewart was right there on top of him. Quarterback would have had to make a perfect pass in order to get that one in there. It looks like there is going to be another flag on the play holding. Coach Stanford will take that penalty.
Will not take that penalty. He
Excuse
declined
me.
that
Excuse me.
because it makes it 4th
I thought he
down.
went like this.
No, he went like this. So scoring
can't
updates.
see.
Scoring updates. Pleasant Grove is leading Spring Hill 21-0 with 4:10 left in the 1st quarter. And Gilmer and Liberty Ilo in the 2nd quarter, begin the 2nd quarter, are knotted at 0. As we expected, that's going to be a great game.
Man,
down.
that Liberty Ilo defense is underrated. They are strong.
Fully agree with you, Frank. Fully agree with you. And I'm telling you, their defensive coach is pretty strong.
Got to say, they probably aren't too pleased with that punt, the result there.
No, that punt was off the side of his foot or aimed at a different direction. But once again, the Tigers are going to take over in Indian territory, as it's been their best. This is their best field position. The ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line for the Tigers. And so are you producing down there? Are you like the Mufasa? What are you down there in Longview? Do you have an office? Are you working out of your house? What does that look like down there for you?
Road games I produce. Home games we partner with their student-ran audio-video department, kind of like you have with TigerVision.
But it's
here.
not near as good as ours here.
Well, I can't say that, but they are.
Well, you can. They're
Yeah.
not watching.
Okay, well, they may be. If you're watching, you guys are wonderful. TigerVision is just on another level.
Man, great dance moves in the backfield by Braylon Stewart. He breaks it free over the 15-10. Going to be run out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Going to bring first and goal for the Tigers. As I don't know about you, but the dance floor was open in the backfield.
Speaking of another level, his ability to make people miss in the hole is something you don't see very often in high school.
Not sure if that was the salsa or the cha-cha, but the Stewart Express was picking up all passengers down to inside the 10.
I don't know if I can handle this tonight, fellas. Bolt on one.
Yeah. Stewart
Senior
once
night,
again
man.
going to follow his block. Follows Nate Minnie, and Nate Minnie is going to get rolled up, and looks like he's holding his knee, going to try to get up on that. And so going to get it down to about the 5-yard line as Blake Rogers is trying to tap out Nate Minnie, and Minnie's like, hey, I'm playing. We're staying in.
Nate Minnie's going to have to get out of the way when number 2's rolling up behind him. He's going to have to get his block and get him on out of the way, or he's going to get rolled up again.
Well, here's the deal. My question is did Stewart blow the horn? Because if Stewart didn't blow the horn, then you can't get out of the way. So hands it off once again to Stewart. Stewart's going to cut it back to his right and going to get it down closer to the goal line, down to the 3, as it's going to be 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, number 71, Aiden Gay, the senior defensive tackle for the Indians coming up. He was trying to strip that ball out, but Stewart does such a good job not turning that ball over, and he's just pushing that pile all the way down to about the 3-yard line.
So Nate Minnie looks like he's okay, going to be back in the game as they're going to go tight end H-back. Looks like it's going to be a run. Looks like Blake Rogers is going to come across and going to get it out to Blake. Blake's going to cut it back up inside, outside. Touchdown, Tigers. Blake Rogers.
Wait till you see this block T.J. Gray threw out there on the wing.
And we'll take a late hit as well, so that'll be enforced on the kickoff.
And so it's going to be touchdown Tigers as Blake Rogers gets the wide receiver screen or bubble. I don't really know what you call that. Would that be a bubble, Coach?
Yeah, I would call that a bubble, yeah.
It's going to be a wide receiver bubble as he faked almost like a jet sweep. It'll be a personal foul late hit. It'll be enforced on the kickoff as our man Brian Bolt instructed us as well. So it's going to be Austin Miller in the kick. And Brian is actually looking over in the next couple of weeks to be leaving the broadcast booth, going to become an official, as he knows the rules better than most people do. So they've had a shortage of officials. That is totally a joke.
Replay official.
Yeah, replay official. Texas High leads 14-0 with 2:52 left here in the first quarter. You're watching Texas High Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day along with TigerVision.
I'm Dr. Matt Young from Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. We have expanded to increase our outstanding services for our community. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are a full-service emergency department and are now offering inpatient services and outpatient imaging. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, real ER without the wait, where your hometown physician owners are always here for you.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back here as Texas High leads 14-0. As the kickoff was, while we were away, the kickoff tried to do an onside kick, but just kicked it out of bounds as didn't quite get the right angle on. And if you're Texas High, that's something that you try, put on film. for your next opponent to have to practice. Sometimes you're going to see guys do that in order to take away. Sometimes you can just take away a little time in practice, and it gives you a little competitive advantage.
Yeah, and so the defense trots back out. Very good field position for the Indians as their offense trots onto the field.
So Brian, as a former coach, and if you had a defense that you knew this was aggressive and stacked, how often would you take that risk? Now that we've moved towards analytics telling you it's probably makes sense to do it more often than coaches actually do.
When it looks like it did right there, I wouldn't do it again.
That'd be it for you.
You forget about it because you know how good your defense is against this offense tonight. But after it looks like that, you say, we'll work on it next week.
Yeah. Somebody Google gambler's fallacy for me here.
Isaiah Mallard on the carry. Gain of 3 yards, going to bring up 2nd down and 7 as that stingy defense once again is holding Jacksonville to very few first downs, if any at all, so far.
Running a little trickery here. Looked like they were going to.
Yeah, going to move that H-back more inside as they're going to try to get a kick-out block on the outside. And going to run up the middle to no avail. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7.
Javarius Tyson, the senior weak side linebacker, coming up with yet another tackle. He's got 40 tackles on the season so far, so chalk it up for 41.
So going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Ball is at the 48-yard line of the Tigers as McCown looks probably to pass on this play. He's got McEwen and Pinson in the game. Going to look McEwen's way as he's under pressure, going to throw it deep. And Devin McEwen has got the catch, and it's going to be 1st and goal on the 5 for the Indians as he makes a tremendous catch.
Yeah, was he the one that made the big catch a minute ago,
Yes.
the diving catch?
Yes.
And so that's their weapon right there they're going to keep trying to go back to. But don't be surprised if number 22, Michael Thomas, he's taking that personally. McEwen may not catch another ball tonight.
I want to say thank you to Eddie Wood, who is watching our game on YouTube tonight, and so really appreciate him watching us tonight. And Gilmer has taken the lead in the middle of the way through the 2nd quarter, 7-0 over Liberty Ilo. Going to send 24, Darian Hinton, and they're saying that there's a fumble possibly on the play. Tigers are trying to point it the opposite direction. Going to be 2nd down and goal. Ball is spotted at the 1 as Hinton on the carry.
Yeah, number 5, Cavante Featherson is in the game, and he comes up with a big tackle right there to keep him out of the end zone. He tried to strip the ball at the last moment.
So McCown's going to hand it off. No, he's going to pull it. He's got McEwen, and he's going to overthrow him as it's going to be 3rd down and goal for Jacksonville. And if Texas High can stand here, what a big stand at the goal line.
Yeah, 28.6 seconds left to go on your Commercial National Bank scoreboard, and the Tigers are trying to keep them out of the end zone.
So it brings up 3rd down and goal. Ball is spotted at the 1.
You've got to think this is 4-down territory. I think they know that the field goals probably aren't going to do them a whole lot of good tonight. So something tells me they've got 2 cracks at this.
I would fully agree with that. And so going to hand it off once again as he is going to get in the end zone. Touchdown for the Indians as Hinton, the senior, gets across the line barely. And it's going to be 14-6 with the point after attempt waiting. McCown in to hold as looks like it's going to be number 85, Bagara, in to kick for the Indians.
And just a simple stretch play there by the Indians, and a great job by their offensive line just doing what they had to do to get their guys some space. And, Eric, we got a game.
Kick is up, kick is good, and so with 21.5 left in the 1st quarter, Texas High leads 14-7. And guys, on that drive, man, that passing game that Coach Stanford talked about in pregame, that was his concern that they're going to put it up a lot, and then that's what caught up to him as McEwen got behind. I believe that was going to be, was that Thomas or Stewart that he got behind?
Michael Thomas, yeah.
And that's unusual for Thomas to let a receiver get behind him.
Yeah, like we said, I don't think we'll see that again tonight as they are picking on Thomas, which doesn't usually happen, but they are tonight, and so I figure they're going to get some safety help over the top or something to stop all that.
And so looking down on the sidelines, also want to say thank you to, we always talk about our athletic training staff. I think Texas High has one of the best staffs around, and so we appreciate them for being involved as well. Frank, how's Coach King been to work with down there? He is a legend in the state of Texas.
Coach King may be the best character I've ever met. I mean, he's genuine, and what you see on camera is what you get in person. He's a funny man.
So Cabrera is going to kick it, going to be fair caught, and ball is on the ground as Jacksonville may have the ball, and they do, as they've got the ball inside of Tiger territory as the ball went off, looked like off of Thomas. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Jacksonville in Tiger territory. Ball is at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and you talk about a momentum swing right here. This could be the moment right here where the Indians drive it down and just take the Tigers completely out of this first half. We're walking off the field just a little bit after the touchdown, and then they come out and make a costly mistake on special teams. So let's see how the Tiger defense responds.
Yeah, if momentum is a thing, it just swung.
Those 2 drop passes in the end zone, you kind of got to look at those right now. So McCown back to pass. He's going to go deep once again. He's got Pinson, and Pinson is in and out of his hands. Excuse me. That's going to be McEwen, and we talked about him in pregame show. He is the player to watch for Jacksonville. Get it in his hands and something special will happen.
Well, we just got done talking about it a minute ago. Number 22, Michael Thomas, who is on McEwen. He's caught 2 big passes tonight, and we talked that it probably would not happen again, and a great defensive play by Michael Thomas.
That was a great play, and if you'll notice down in the end zone by the pylon, Texas Longhorn legend Blake Gideon, 4-year starter at safety, Longhorn secondary coach, was right there to see that one.
So it's going to be a penalty on the play, going to be holding on the offense, and it's going to back them up 10 yards, brings up 1st down and 20. As Jacksonville, that's been their Achilles heel this week, the offense, or this year, offensive line and that penalties. As McEwen had all day, and finally Derek Brown comes in and says, hey, enough. We'll shut this down. Brings up 2nd and 20.
Yeah, and so they ended up, they were looking for McEwen again out there. He ran a little bit of a square out route over, and the quarterback.
McCown.
McCown? Okay,
yeah,
McCown. All right, McCown. He was the one. I mean, when he dropped back, he was looking at him the whole time. Well, I was wondering because you called him McEwen just a second ago.
Yeah, that's I was confused as well. There's a receiver named McEwen. I thought he was mispronouncing the quarterback's name the whole time. No.
We were just making sure. He was sipping on his water, making fun of me, and
he's a pro.
I know. He's got his orange shoes on.
So McCown's 2 uncles played in the NFL.
Oh, is that McCown family?
Yes,
okay.
that McCown family.
Are they from Lufkin? Is that right?
No, they're from Jacksonville.
You're right.
Jeff Traylor, who is at UTSA, used to be at Jacksonville before he went to Gilmer and coached them at
I believe one of them was playing as recently as last year.
Yes, and he was flying. If you remember, he was with the Jets, and he would fly up for the games, as he's also a high school coach. And going to get it out to Mallard, and Mallard's going to be brought down immediately as that defense does a great job to close the gap.
Yeah, and you're talking about somebody that didn't want any. Did you see him catch that ball? He saw Michael Thomas running full speed downhill. That'll be the last play of the first quarter, but he did not want any of it.
And so with the last play of the first quarter, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the second quarter right after these messages as you're watching Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day along with TigerVision.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
In Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
Welcome to Eagle Dental Center's location on Moores Lane in Texarkana. Owned and operated by local dentists, each room is well appointed with a clean and inviting environment. Clinical technology has advanced, and so have we. Using the latest equipment and techniques, we adhere to all CDC guidelines. Our doctors are here for you and will carefully listen to your concerns to improve your oral health. To join the Eagle Dental family, visit our website, eagledental.tx.
Welcome to Texarkana Physical Therapy, DeKalb and New Boston Physical Therapy's newest location. Because we're a family-owned clinic, we have the ability to offer some unique accommodations for patients, extended hours including weekend availability, flexible payment plans, and we provide every patient the personal cell phone number of one of our therapists for 24/7 accessibility. We look forward to seeing you at our newest location at 5602 Richmond Road, Texarkana, Texas.
And while we're away, McCown rolls it out to the right and tried to get it to McEwen. Ball's going to be batted down by C.J. Brown on the play and going to bring up 4th down and forever. 4th down and 25 for the Indians, as once again they are back to punt. And man, if you're the Tigers, you're thankful that you get them 3 and out. Almost blocked on that punt, and that had a little backspin, then it turned over on him, and it's going to be picked up by Jalen Jones, and Jones is going to get it out across. Thought he was going to cross the 35, going to be brought down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, number 12, Ryan Walker, coming in with a nice tackle there. With that being said, your second quarter is going to be brought to you by Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, where physicians have been hand-selected and are the most respected emergency room physicians in the community, with over 50 years of experience in emergency rooms across the country. Go visit Dr. Young and his staff at 4646 Calhoun Creek Road in Texarkana, or give them a call at 903-838-8000. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. Real care, real convenience, real capabilities.
Going to hand the ball off to Braylon Stewart. Stewart's going to get a gain of 1 as he is brought down immediately by that defensive line of the Indians. And so if you're Texas High now, I think you've got to be a little urgent and score here on this drive, or you're going to keep Jacksonville in this game. The quicker you can get them out of the game, the better you are. McHenry going to roll out, going to hit Blake Rogers on the run, and Blake's going to steps out of bounds, going to have enough for the first down as he is out at the, we're going to call it the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and a nice play action, just a flood concept by the offensive receivers. He picks that second level. He just reads that flat player. If he's high, he throws it to the first level. If he's low, he throws it to the second one, and 99.9% of the time the second level gets the ball.
So it's going to be correction, going to be at the 45-yard line, as should be offside. It's going to go deep and going to hit Gray in stride, and Gray is going to drop it as he had a touchdown right in front of him. I think he just got too excited, and a lot of speed there on the outside.
Yeah, and a lot of speed, but you teach those guys to catch it with your hands out away from your body, and he just tried to cradle it into his chest area as he's running. Couldn't come up with it right there.
So going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Looks like it's going to be a penalty on the play. Going to be a 5-yard. Brings 1st down and 5. Offsides or holding. It was going to be offsides. So
yeah,
it'll be 5 yards.
He had a free play there.
Yeah.
And I think Brayson knew it. Took a shot.
So 1st down and 5, going to get it out to Stewart. Stewart's going to get in space, going to cross the 50 to the 45. Great spin move. As you can tell, we have sound effects. We brought our sound effects guy in. So what's that guy's name off the old movie, Police Academy? You remember he made all the sound effects, back in the day.
I just saw him not long ago. Can't remember what his name is. I saw him on some talk show not long ago.
He's pretty good. So we have Frank, the sound effects guy.
That was an ooh, not a sound
Actually,
effect.
I tell you where I saw him at. He went on America's Got Talent.
Did he really?
Yes, he did, and he didn't even win it. And that's what he said. I used to do this for a living, and now I, kind of do commercials or whatnot, and he was trying to make a comeback.
Gets it out to Blake Rogers. Blake Rogers breaks outside and is going to be brought down after a gain of 12 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
That's almost exactly your story now, right? Bolt, you used to do this for a living. Now you read commercials, and you're an expert at it. As a matter of fact, I want you to send me a wake-up message. I can set as my alarm. Your voice is soothing. Get me out of bed every morning.
I bet that's what everyone at home is thinking right now. Soothing. Very soothing.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah.
I've got you covered. This is
your jokes don't land that often, but
hi, Frank. Got you covered. Shelter Insurance right here. We don't serve Texas, but we'll serve you.
We appreciate our sponsors, Texarkana Physical Therapy, Cantera Networks, Pizza Hut, Texana Bank, Total Medical Supply, Amcare, Flying Burger, Rocasa, Eagle Dental, and Red River Lumber.
So it'll be 1st down and 5 after the penalty on the play, as McHenry's going to get it out to Stewart. Stewart's going to, looks like we're going to have a holding call.
Oh, wow.
It's going to come back on that play, but Stewart made a great move there to get outside and get as many yards as you can.
I think we might have had an offensive lineman a little too far down the field there.
Well, we threw it behind the line of scrimmage, so that shouldn't matter.
You're right,
Yeah,
Bolt.
going to be holding. But what I was saying, during the play, I'm sorry for my sound effects there, but, every time that the Tigers get a little momentum going, something's happening and they're shooting themselves in the foot. And so the Tigers just got to cut out some of these costly mistakes, drive down before halftime and get up 2 scores, and they'll put Jacksonville away.
So going to bring up 1st down and 25. And so as they get ready to go under play, Marshall and Mount Pleasant's tied at 7 in the 2nd quarter. And Hallsville is leading Nacogdoches 14-7. McHenry going to go deep, got Gray downfield, and Gray's going to be knocked away as he was covered, and they're going to get a pass interference call on the play as McHenry threw the ball on the run. Wow, what arm strength by McHenry on that on the run.
Yeah, he's got some strength, especially if he sets his feet, but he was running and just slung that one down there. A pretty good pass, but yes, I agree with the officials there. It was a little pass interference on the defensive side.
So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down. So you go from 1st and 25. You're actually going to back the chains up, and it's going to be 1st down and 10.
And speaking of great calls by the officials, we appreciate all of our officials here in the state of Texas for doing such a great job coming out and making these games possible each and every week for these young men to come out and battle it on the gridiron.
And giving up their Friday nights. We know they make a little bit, but it's not much, and so we appreciate them very much. Other scores, Marshall and Mount Pleasant are tied in the 2nd quarter, and Hallsville is leading Nacogdoches 14-7, and White House is looking for their 1st win on the season as they lead Pine Tree 14-0. Braylon Stewart with a handoff, going to dance around, and is going to have a gain of 3, going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
Dylan Roberts, the junior weak side linebacker, coming up with the tackle there, called his name a couple times. He's a good little player there for the Indian defense.
We'll let you know that you missed the Pleasant Grove score by just a little, as it is 34-0 in the 2nd quarter as they lead Spring Hill.
I missed it already. We appreciate you for giving us that score update.
So McHenry is going to dance around.
He doesn't know what to do with
He's
it.
trying to get rid of it. He's going to throw it away, but he was outside of the pocket. They're looking to see if it's going to be a intentional grounding, but he was outside the pocket, and you can throw it away if you're outside the pocket. So they're going to bring up 2nd down and 7 after the throwaway by McHenry.
And the coaching staff for the Indians absolutely have come unglued over there. They thought that there was no way that's not going to be a penalty.
Well, so as the Indian band strikes up the war chant, and man, Gray makes a great move. It's going to be at the 10-5. Touchdown, Tigers.
And what a nice little juke and a head bob there. And he got the defender laying on the ground, and he went all the way down. We thought he was going to trip at about the 5-yard line, and he tripped right on into the end zone.
So it looks like he was high-fiving people and even knocked down his brother there. Number 5, Featherson is his brother, and so they knocked each other down there. So got to have some fun on that as Featherson runs to get his helmet, get ready to go on the kickoff. So Austin Miller in the kick. Blake Rogers once again on the hole. Kick is up, and the kick is good as Austin Miller remains perfect on extra point attempts, as Texas High did exactly what they needed on that drive, put it in the end zone and extend the lead 21-7. As you see the replay here, and what a move. That's what you call a bob and weave right there.
And he almost goes down on the 5-yard line, but he actually gets a little help from the defender that pushes him right into the end zone on our Texar Federal Credit Union replay.
So 8:48 left here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, you've got the High Steppers along with the Texas High Tiger Band. We will also have, during the visiting band, you will have none other than Billy Lavender and
oh yeah, yep, the twins are coming.
Who's the other twin, Brian?
Oh, Glide Leg.
Glide Leg is coming.
Oh, Stanky Leg is coming on up.
Our man Craig.
Ashy knees and all.
Our man Craig Jenkins and Billy Lavender will be in the booth, and I'm sure Frank will be around to. You're going to be the referee at halftime.
I think we just let them
too.
three do it.
Frank's got to load some stuff into a trailer at halftime. So
fun times.
Or watch some people load some. I have an injury that keeps me from doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Austin Miller kicks it. Going to be at the 12-yard line, and it's going to be McEwen, and McEwen's going to have plenty of room as there's going to be a flag on the play. What just went over there? You're giving sound effects. So it's going to be a flag on the play. And as McEwen is brought down at the 42-yard line.
I think he saw more of a tackle than a hold.
Yeah, well, I saw him tackle it. Then when he finally threw it, I was like, hey, there it is. I think he's got our mics up a little too loud tonight. I can hear myself.
So get the call from the official. Going to be holding on the return team, so it's going to back the play up after the great return by McEwen. And if you're Jacksonville, you're thinking, can we just get something to go our way a little bit?
Yeah, and that one wasn't even close. The Tiger defender ran right by him, and he just wrapped his arm around his neck and jumped on his back, and so it wasn't even a close call there.
So that stingy defense comes back on the field as McCown comes back on the field as well, and it looks like Mallard might be done for the night. I thought he got up a little gimpy earlier, and as they brought in Hinton to run. So, man, look at that. McCowan gets brought down as he never had a chance on that play, tried to roll out, and Derek Brown chased him down from behind along with Ian Cright. Derek
Brown chased him down, tried to pull him down, but he kind of fell off of the tackle there, and McCown was trying to throw the ball away, and Ian Cright was having none of it. He came in and cleaned that up. Both guys will come up with half a sack.
Man, it's unbelievable. I mean, Brown was on the opposite side of the play and chased him down from
You're
behind.
not going to run away from him. A lot of times you can kind of cut the corner and get away from those bigger defensive linemen. You're not getting away from him.
So they're going to bring up 2nd down and 13 on the play. Going to hand it off to going to be number 24, Hinton, the senior. And I know you tried to make a great play, but he was down right back there.
Yeah, number 27, Javarius Tyson, kind of slung him to the ground. And the coaching staff, again, I mean, they just think that these officials are just, every single call is a bad call.
So I'm even looking at their play-by-play guy. He calls it from over there. He's hidden his mic, and he is letting the official. He's eating him up over there. My man Matt Montgomery, he is something else. He's fun to watch. So going to be 7:15 and counting left here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 7 for the Indians. As once again, Mallard looks like he may be out for the night as Darian Hinton is in at running back for the Indians. Going to go doubles on each side. McCown back to pass, got pressure as he gets the ball off. And going to be, looks like probably a holding call as that defense's line is giving this offensive line all they want.
Yeah, it looks like a ineligible receiver downfield once again. I think the tight end lined up and was covered up by the receiver. So just again, small, costly mistakes for the Indian offense.
So Braxton White comes off the field. I don't know if he's injured or just
yeah, he got
winded.
slung down back there behind the play. It looked like he got up holding his arm. And so we'll keep an eye on him down here on the sideline to see if he's going to go back in.
So going to be Roberts on the punt. Going to be Jalen Jones on to receive it. And is going to try to get out, gets across the 50. And before he is bottled up there at the 49-yard line where the Tigers will take over. 6:41 left here in the first half. Once again at halftime, the first part of halftime will be Billy Lavender, Craig Jenkins giving their thoughts on the first half. And then it'll be followed by the High Steppers and that Texas High band tonight.
Frank, I know no one at home really wants to hear it, but I know you're a baseball guy. Give us some rundown on some postseason baseball right now.
It's been wildly entertaining, and I'm looking forward to hopefully a Braves-Astros World Series. I think that's something we can all get behind. I don't want to see the Red Sox or the Dodgers.
World
Come on.
Series. I could go for the Braves.
Yeah.
I think the Braves, that series has been very interesting as you talk about because the Dodgers have been coming back big time. But, I mean, they were down 3 and won that. Was it game 2 or 3 that they did that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
So last night was huge for the Dodgers and the Braves as well. They had a chance to close them out against the bullpen game, knowing that if they didn't, they got to beat Scherzer and Buehler, and that's a tough task.
Yeah. So I think the Braves, I'm hoping the Braves as well. I got to go with that. So, and of course, the Astros, you know, they're the hometown. There's going to be a flag on the play. False start on the Tigers.
I think the Astros might have burned up any goodwill they had with most fans outside of their their rooting area.
Yes, you know whoever makes it to the World Series against them is going to bring trash cans to the stadium. So,
selfishly, though, I'd love to go watch a game down there next week.
So while we have a little bit of a break in action, Eric, you got any score updates for us?
Yeah, I got Mount Pleasant leading Marshall 14-7. 1 minute left in the first half as Hallsville leads Nacogdoches 2 minutes left in the first half, 14-13, and White House 14-0 at halftime over Pine Tree. And across town, lopsided game, not what we expected, as Pleasant Grove is leading 41-7 with 5 minutes left in the first half.
Wow. And number 2, Cody, how you say his name? Kennedy came in right there on a blitz from his corner. Well, he's actually moved from cornerback. He's playing a little outside linebacker now.
So McHenry's going to tuck it and gets it out of bounds, as that is part of his game that he has improved on most, as he had 140 yards of rushing last week.
Yeah, he's really looking good scrambling. You know, he chiseled up a little bit over the summers from last year to this year. He still had a little baby fat on him. Looked like a young kid. Now he looks like a young man, and so he's really gotten faster over the last year.
Yeah, I walked in the indoor facility this summer and saw him, and I'm like, holy cow, he has changed. I told Coach Tim, I said, he looks really good, and he does. Back to pass. The ball's going to be batted at the line of scrimmage, and that was 4th down for the Indians, and it's going to go over on downs as
Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
5:26 left here in the first half.
And so on the second down play, what we were talking about, the cornerback over there, he batted one down, tipped it. It didn't quite make it out to Reese, who he was trying to throw it to. And then that one right there, another tipped ball at the line of scrimmage. The defensive line for the Indians doing a good job getting their hands up in the face of McHenry.
So Breeze 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for the Indians. So how's Longview doing? They've only lost 1 to Highland Park?
But they lost the opener. They faced off against defending state champion Denton Ryan up in Dallas at the Star. And they're a young team. I believe at the moment 11 of their 22 starters are sophomores, but that defense is nasty.
Wow, 11 of 22. That's pretty special. So Cowan back to pass, gets it out to number 23, Bryant, and is going to have enough for a first down as the Indians are trying to score here before halftime.
And if you're not familiar, they've got the #1 wide receiver in the country for his class. He's a junior. Just watching this kid play, I don't think I've been able to see something like that in person in a really long time. You can tell he's going to go ham at the Division I level, if I'm allowed to say that on the broadcast here.
Back to Texarkana, number 23, Josh Stewart on the coverage there. We just got to give Frank a hard time. This is the only time we see him that he comes down out of the castle with us peasants, and so we hadn't seen him in a year, and so I don't know why he's here today. It must have been payday.
So McCown on the quick out to McEwen, and McEwen's going to have, looks like it's going to be about 7 on the play, 6 on the play, going to be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, I'm here. I missed you guys. It's Longview's off this week, and I needed something to do.
They don't have those good hot dogs with all that cheese on them, do they?
It was either this or babysitting.
We feel real special then.
Wow. Woo.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So we're going to bring second down and 4:30 left here in the first half. Going to hand it off to 24 Hinton for the Indians.
You talk about running into a brick wall. Javarius Tyson, he came in and laid a lick, and when he hit him, the guy went about 2 yards backwards before he even was wrapped up by anybody else. Javarius Tyson will absolutely lay a lick on you.
Yes, he will. So we're going to bring up third down and 3 for the Indians as the Tigers try to get them off the field, get the ball back, and try to get another score here in the first half.
Again, we're probably in 4-down territory here, fellas.
Yeah, if you're Jacksonville, go 4 down. What have you got to lose?
Every series is 4-down territory.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't been paying all that much attention. Do they have a 47-yard field goal in them?
No.
I wouldn't kick it at this point anyways.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians after the carry by Hinton. Ball is at the 27-yard line.
One thing I do miss is I'm watching your producer here. TigerVision makes it really easy on him, doesn't it?
Yes, they do. TigerVision does an absolutely great job here at Texas High. But, it's not just TigerVision. We just finally got a good producer up here. my man Doty can do it all. I mean, he gets on here, talks pregame, throws the stats around. What do you call him? Decimal Doty?
Decimal
Now,
Doty.
I don't call him that, okay? But Eric does. But it's only in love.
It's Decimal Doty. He's our statistician. He knows all numbers that pertain to things, So last week he missed the helmet sticker, gave it to Derek Brown. I'm thinking, I'm looking back on that. I'm thinking we should have given it to McHenry with all of the rushing yards that he had.
But he got to pick it.
I know. He did. Going to hand it off to Mallard as Mallard comes back in the game, as there's going to be yellow laundry flying on the field as it's in the place of holding. What number is it,
Number
Brian?
63.
I mean, you are a replay official now all of a sudden.
I see it. I saw him holding him.
Yeah.
He stretched his jersey way off of him. Thought it was going to come off.
So we're going to see if Coach Stanford takes this. I don't know what he's going to do. I would imagine he would, as the official looks to personal foul. Hands to the face defense.
Oh, wow. Well, he hit him in the face because he was holding him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball is at the 15-yard line of the Tigers with 2:39 left in the second quarter.
This feels like a big possession to me, fellas.
Yes. Well, and if you're the Indians and you can try to punch it in here, it's a one-score game, and you've got confidence going into the locker room.
That's right. Big drive right here for Jacksonville.
So they put McEwen in at running back, and as he gets the handoff, and he's going to be dropped for a loss as that stingy defense once again gets in the backfield, makes it 2nd down and 11.
Ian Crike coming from the far side of the field, defensive end position, to make the tackle.
So it brings up 2nd down and 11 with a minute, just under 2 minutes as we count down to 1:50 and counting here in the first half. And if you're Jacksonville, you got to do this just right. You don't want to leave much time for the Tigers on the clock as they're running men on and off the field.
Yeah, and this cat doesn't even know where to line
They're
up.
going to call a timeout because they don't know where to line up.
That's costly for you right there.
Yep. So that was their final timeout with 1:35 left here in the first half.
You definitely don't want to waste a timeout on something like that when you're under 2 minutes and trying to score to get yourself back in the ball game. That one timeout might come back to bite them.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2nd down and 11 as they're going to try to score. What do you think? I'm looking for maybe a fade route to McEwen here or something to Tony Pinson. He's the senior. He's number 11, kind of a tall kid. I could see them doing that as well here.
They've been running the ball effectively on this drive. I don't see why they don't run the ball here on 2nd down and then air it out 3rd and 4th if they have to. But if I was over there, I would run the ball on 2nd down.
But here's the deal. You're not over there.
That's right.
So
That's right. I'm not.
you're-
But I am over here, so I want to thank some sponsors while I'm over here.
Well,
Browning Homes.
No, you missed the first one. Brian Bolt, Shelter
I don't
Insurance.
I try not to call that one. But Browning Homes, Texas Farm Bureau, Dr. Pepper Express Employment, Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, Stone Studio, Sport Clips, Air Temp, Sports Magic, and Eric's favorite place to eat in Texarkana, Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. My wife is laughing as she's here tonight. So McCown back to pass, and he's going to get hit as he releases the ball, and it's going to be overthrown out of the end zone. Ball was intended for McEwen.
You were right. A fade route to McEwen.
You know, should have been a coach.
Yep, should have.
I'd make a lot more money.
But you're not. You're up here.
I would make a lot more money as a coach.
No, you would
You
not.
don't make nothing as a coach. So 1.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Eric, Brian, and our man Frank has made
And
a
Dodie.
return. And Dodie is here. Okay.
And your wife.
Exactly. And my wife Angie is here.
Can we get her a headset, please?
I'll let her have mine. Angie, do you want to pop in for just a minute?
She's like, no. She goes, I'm too honest. She said, I'll have to tell Bolt how it really is. So Ian Cricht gets through, and as McEwen throws it, and going to be great coverage in the end zone and going to be broke up as the pass is intended for, trying to get a number as he's laying on the ground. Looks like he's taking a nap over there.
Michael Thomas.
It's going to be McEwen, intended for McEwen, it looks like.
Michael Thomas on the coverage, a great job. They were both going for the ball. Michael Thomas's job is just to make sure that the other guy doesn't get it, and he did that. So going to bring up 4th down and long.
And with the benefit of hindsight, if you knew you were going for it here 4th down, I'm with you, Bolt. I probably would have ran that ball on 2nd down.
Yeah, and that's, yes, fully agree.
Well, when you're in the huddle, you got to think that way. It's not really hindsight. You got to think, we're going 4 downs. This is the way it's going to be.
They're having some issues.
It's going to be a legal substitution because you can't be running people on and off after you broke the huddle like that.
They've just got a lot of things going on with Jacksonville that they're going to have to clean up, or Texas High is going to run away with this in the second half. They've got a lot of silly penalties that should not be happening right now. Illegal substitutions, that should never happen with 12 coaches on the sideline.
Well, and that's the thing is they've had that all year long. So we followed them in district. So in order to prepare for games, I've watched them, and it's happened week after week after week. So that's why I'm a little bit familiar with Jacksonville. It's just been one of those years for them. So back to pass. He's going to try to get it to McEwen. McEwen's going to be, Pinson. It's going to be dropped immediately, and Texas High will take it over on downs, and I look for Jerry to run the ball there as one is down on the – we've got an injured player for the Indians.
I don't know if you caught that. I wish we could catch a replay. They had a hook and ladder set up there, and
Yes.
the defenders would not let him pitch that ball.
Yeah, I think that was number 21, Tyreek Robinson, who came in. He wasn't worried about an interception there, but he grabbed him, got him to the ground, a sure tackle right there to keep him from the 1st down marker.
So it looks like a knee injury as he's grabbing his knee, and that's never good if you're an offensive lineman. And so going to get a number for you as soon as we can as Dr. Mitchell, the local orthopedic surgeon, jogs onto the field. And, man, he does a great job with athletes. I don't know if you've been around Dr. Mitchell, but he is a phenomenal doctor, one of the best, considered one of the best in the country for sports injuries. So everyone takes a knee for Jacksonville as they with the injured player, and folks, enter the building is none other than our man, Glide Leg Jenkins, is in the
And
house.
you don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. It's brought to you by Eric Aiken and FCA, your halftime show. It's going to be Glide Leg and the Tiger King himself. He's back here doing jumping jacks, getting ready.
I'm sorry, man.
He's warming up.
I'm not sponsoring that because I don't know what that man's going to say.
Don't worry. We're going to send Texarkana Game Day is going to send you a bill.
Yeah. Going to be number 72, the center, Brantley Bauer, on the injury. Hopefully he can come back for the Indians because the center position is a little important on the offensive side of the ball. Now look for the Tigers to run the ball here.
Yeah, and again, this first half was brought to you by State Bank and Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital.
So Tigers have 3 timeouts. They may try to get a few quick outs and get out of bounds or get some things across the middle and call a timeout as they've gone 2 receivers to the near side and 1 to the far side. And Cody Reese has a one-on-one coverage outside. Going to get it to Blake Rogers, and Rogers is going to get it just inside the 30, going to be at the 29-yard line, out of bounds. Great job by the senior.
Yeah, and I don't know how many yards Blake Rogers has got right now, but I'm sure he's on pace to break 100 tonight. I'll find out at halftime, and I'll bring some stats back for you.
Yeah, as the Indians have confusion trying to get people on the field and off the field, they go to switch from a 4-man front to a 3-man front as they're trying to drop 8 and going to get it out to Jaden Kelly. And I think that was a great decision by Jaden to let that drop there, because if you catch that and lay down, you've got a hurry-up offense situation.
Yeah, and another tipped pass by one of those Indian linemen right in the face of McHenry, and he just tips that ball, but it was probably a good thing that he didn't catch it anyways.
1:07 left here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Texas High leads 21-7 as they've thrown the ball the majority of the night. Cody Reese is going to cut it outside, have enough for a first down and out of bounds, as Texas High obviously are not going to try to run out the clock. They're going to try to score as he steps out at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and a nice route there by Cody Reese. He just ran a good stop route, but he pushed real hard, so the cornerback backpedaled. Just an easy pitch and catch from him and McHenry.
Yeah, the Tigers have their full complements of timeouts. They can score here, get the ball back at half, and put this thing away with that first drive. Another nice route.
Another 10 yards.
Going to get it out to Cody Reese. Once again, 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. So 51 seconds to go, 50 yards, as Texas High is going to call a timeout. We have timeout, Texas High. Folks, coming up at halftime, as we've already mentioned, Billy Lavender along with Craig Jenkins going to give their thoughts on the first half, and then they'll transition it over to the Texas High Band as well as the High Steppers, as it is senior night here at Texas High. And next week, Nacogdoches will be coming down, and it will be the second senior night of the season, as Texas High has so many students involved in so many activities. They have to divide it up into 2 different nights.
Yeah, and you know, Craig, part-time now as a security guard, and so he works security here at the ball games for the TISD, and so he's going to give us a breakdown on all of the new protocols around the stadium, and just make sure that everyone listening at home, when they come out next week to a home ball game, that they know what to expect when they walk in and see him with his badge and taser on.
Hey, our man Frank had to step away. Want to say thank you, Frank, for coming out and being a part of tonight, as he's got to go load the trailer and I'm sure head back towards home tonight. So appreciate him joining us for the first half of the game. As we're back underway, ball is at the 50-yard line. McHenry back to pass, as he's going to be brought down and look to have a timeout right here, as that offensive line broke down there as McHenry sacked.
Yeah, number 21, Davarian Boyd comes up with a big sack right there, and he's lucky he didn't get a penalty. Stood over McHenry there and kind of flexed on him, and so he may have got the tackle, but he could have got 15 more right there.
So no timeout, 22 seconds left here in the first quarter and counting, as the ball is thrown high. The ball is intended for TJ Gray, and it's going to be 3rd down and 20 with 18 seconds left here in the first half.
Yeah, and I think Coach is going to let the time.
Well, you've got to start the clock because it's 18 seconds. The ball was overthrown, so it's a stoppage of play because of the
I think he's going to punt it.
He's just going to down the ball right here and go into the halftime.
I got you.
So, folks, that's going to do it for the first half. We're going to take a commercial break where Texas High leads 21-7 after put it in the air a lot and very few rushing yards. But they lead 21-7. We'll be back with Billy Lavender and Craig Jenkins right after these messages. You're watching Tiger Football right here on Texarkana Game Day along with TigerVision.
back here live at halftime, and Texas High with a 21-7 lead over Jacksonville and Jacksonville's band. And looks like their drill team is coming to the field, and looks like they've got one of those military bands that I like. But anyway, Craig, what do you think about the first half?
It was a good first half for Texas High. They can clean up a few things, and this game probably wouldn't be as close as it is. TJ Gray is adding a little bit of explosiveness on the outside. Blake Rogers is slowly and quietly having a great night. Hadn't quite got Braylon Stewart worked into the offense, even though he did have a touchdown earlier. Maybe after half they can get everything flowing at the same speed.
You know, I see what Coach Stanford said before the game is that they're a little bit better than what their record reflects. And, you know, they're a 1-6 team, and you know, they've killed themselves with a lot of penalties, but our defense is stepping up, and you know, they're going for the home run play. Their two big guys are their quarterback and their receiver, and they're really, really good. But you know, Michael Thomas is stepping up and playing some good D out on the corner now, and it looks like Texas High is kind of catching their second wind.
Yeah, you've got Devin McEwen, I think, for Jacksonville. He's having a good night. You've got Isaiah Mallard playing pretty good over there as well, and you got some guys on defense in Aiden Gay and Devarion Boyd for Jacksonville that are putting up a fight. They're not making it easy for the Tigers.
You know, TJ Gray dropped a couple of balls early that one of them could have been a touchdown, but you know, this is his really first varsity action.
Exactly.
You know, and I liked what they did was they came back and came right back to him on a stop route, and when they hit him, boy, he showed his speed, and he's got some world-class speed, and shows why he's getting some offers for sure.
I definitely agree. It's actually his first game of the year for the Tigers. Had a couple of drops, but things are starting to work out for him, and he's going to be a big playmaker and a key playmaker for the Tigers moving forward.
Brayson McHenry keeps doing what he does, and you know, I noticed he's not running a whole lot tonight. I think they want him getting rid of the ball tonight. They've proved what he can do, you know, with his feet, but you know, it seems like everything's holding up. Seems like the offensive line's holding up. Seems like defensive line is getting to their quarterback. And their quarterback's really, really good, but he's making some errant throws when we get our defensive front in his face. It's not, you know, you can be really, really good, but when you got somebody staring you down, running right at you, it's very tough to put it on the numbers, and that looks like what, you know, D. Brown's getting to him. Braxton, I've seen him a couple of times. You know, that whole front four is getting at him.
They're making plays at every level. The defensive line definitely getting after it, putting a lot of pressure on him. The linebackers are tackling good. I saw Finley break up a pass in that area right behind the linebackers that we talked about earlier. The secondary's just got to tighten up just a little bit.
Yeah.
He popped a couple of deep throws. One was called back. One was caught for, I think, maybe not a touchdown, but close to a touchdown. So once they tighten those things up, the Tigers are known to play better the second half.
That's
anyway,
right.
I expect them to come out, perform, and get out of here with a victory tonight.
Yeah, I think, let's see, who will get the ball first? I think Texas High will get it first in the second half, and if they can mount a drive and put some points up on the board, you know, jump out to a bigger lead, it'll make everybody in the stands feel a whole lot better for sure.
I saw the Tigers run a screen play earlier in the game, and it was set up perfect. One guy did get around the blocker and make the tackle. I think they should come back to some plays like that since the defensive line is trying to get their hands up.
I'll tell you what we hadn't done all year, and we scored on it the first time, was we ran a little Braylon Stewart out of the back. I can't remember what he did, but it's a play that we haven't run all year, and he ran backwards, so Brayson hits him, you know, behind. I mean, it was a backward lateral.
It was a really nice play.
It was a really nice play. Yeah, we're watching Jacksonville's drill team perform at halftime, and Craig and I are up here giving y'all a little bit of 411 of what's going on. But what do you think second half adjustments? If you were Jacksonville, what would you do?
Got to find some kind of way to slow down that pass rush. I know they've been trying to throw it out there fast, but maybe use the screen to slow it down a little bit, and maybe just throw a lot more shorter routes to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands.
Yeah, I think if they could, you know, like you say, some screen passes or some draws, something to – and here's the thing, is you don't want to be throwing the ball every down.
Yeah.
A, because they're going to tee off on you, but B, when you throw the ball every down, you lengthen the game. and you know a team that's better than you, like Texas High, you don't want to lengthen that game to where they can score more points. You want to slow the game, or you want to speed the game up to where you got a chance to get a big play and then possibly win at the end.
Like I said earlier, Texas High is definitely a better second half team this year. Jacksonville will have to come out and try to stall them on that first series to get the ball back to not go down by an additional 7 points.
Well, I'll tell you what, some scores around the area. Pleasant Grove running all over Spring Hill, 41-14, and I got a report over there that Jared Halter had thrown 3 touchdown passes for Pleasant Grove, and that was a game that PG really needs to win and have a big game, and it looks like they're taking care of business. Gilmer's leading 17-0 over Liberty Islo at halftime. That's something we talked about a whole lot before the game tonight over here, and I think that was in the first quarter. It was the same score. So Liberty Islo, I don't know how they scored their points, but it looks like Liberty Islo's, kind of slowed them down in the second quarter, and hopefully they can come back and make that one a game for sure.
A 17-0 deficit's not much, especially if they get the ball right after half, a quick score. Then you're only down 10 points, and you've got the whole rest of the game to try to close in on that 10 points.
In our district, Mount Pleasant leads Marshall at halftime 14-7. That's a big game and really big for Mount Pleasant. And look at there, Hallsville's up on Nacogdoches at Nacogdoches 17-13 at half. Pine Tree hasn't scored. White House has them 14-0 at White House. Let's see some other local scores. New Boston 21-6 over Atlanta at halftime. Pittsburgh up on North Lamar 36-0. That's not a shocker. Ooh, look at this. Rusk. Rusk is up on Carthage 14-7 at the half. So number 1 Carthage at Rusk is down 7 at the half.
I've got a feeling that score will probably change after half.
Look for Surratt to get on them at halftime and them to come out fighting. But no, I think we got a good game going here. It's one of those deals where we kind of had to catch our wind in the first quarter and see what was going on. But I think we'll really get it going in the second half.
If they just come out and continue to do what they've done the first half, play good defense, limit any turnovers, they should walk away with a victory tonight.
All right, we're going to kick it to break, and we'll be right back with some more action at halftime.
Now at the center of the field, one of the most decorated military marching bands in the great state of Texas. That classic look, that awesome sound, that cry heard across the land. The Jacksonville Indian Band. freshman of the week is Jairo Perez. Band members of the week are Natalie Tavera and Leonel Botello.
The Texarkana Independent School District proudly presents for your halftime entertainment the award-winning Texas High School Tiger Marching Band. The Tiger Band is under the direction of Artie Lawson, Steve Bennett, Dylan Davis, Paul Stivens, Dominic Phillips, Kevin Sutton, Brian Hadaway, and Brandon Sam. The Tiger Band led on the field tonight by drum major senior Jennifer Silva. Tonight we present our 2021 competition show entitled The Web, featuring the music Dance Bicard by Saison, the District 78 version of Toxic, and Requiem by Verde. Texas fans, please welcome the Tiger Marching Band.
Itsy spider crawled up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried the cold wind.
the week are woodwind musician Tulsi Patel, percussionist Max Henry, bass musician Eric Campbell, color guard Emma Allen, drum majors Jennifer Silva, band captain is Joshua Jeffries. Other band officers are senior Michael Markham, junior C.J. Gordon, sophomore Nick Bernard, and freshman Xavier Briggs. We'd like to thank the Tiger Band and High Stepper Booster Club for their continued support of our program. Administration and staff, TISD, and Texas High School. Our next performance of the Tiger Band tomorrow at the UIL Area Marching Contest at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Performance time is 4:15 p.m. We hope to see you there.
Welcome back, fans, as we are back. We are back live here at Tiger Stadium as Texas High leads the Jacksonville Indians 21-7. And, man, great performance by both bands tonight. And here come the Tigers on the field for the second half of tonight's game as we are about ready to get back underway here at Tiger Stadium. Hey, they just announced, and so we've got senior night next week again, and they just announced a new procedure here 20 minutes following the stadium or following the game. They will put a countdown clock on the scoreboard, and 20 minutes after, lights are out, and we're shutting this place down
That's
fast.
right. They're ready to go home. I guess people have been mingling around too long, but
we're about ready to start the third quarter, Brian.
That's right. And this third quarter is brought to you by Gregor Auto Group. The Gregor Auto Group wants to answer your questions to ensure that you see all the benefits that come along with choosing Gregor Auto Group for your next purchase. They have various locations to make it easy for you to find a dealership. Some locations include Longview, Texarkana, and Destin, Florida. Go visit the wide selection offered by Gregor Auto Group at gregorauto.com. Eric says Gregor Auto Group exceeding expectations.
They exceed expectations as the Tigers are getting set to receive the kick here in the second half, as it's going to be Jalen Jones that will be back deep for the Tigers. Kicking for the Indians is going to be, it's going to be number 25, Jordan Cabrera, as Texas High looks to try to extend that lead and put this game away early, rest some guys, and get ready for next week as Nacogdoches comes to town.
So about the kickoff, I want to ask you a question. Give me your opinion. If the kicker sticks his plant foot across the 40 before he kicks the ball, is it a false start or an offsides?
I think it is.
Okay. Because on the kickoff earlier, He can't. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be fair caught and fumbled and then picked up again, and he thought he could run the ball, and that's going to be number 19, Jake McGuire. He thought, hey, I see touchdown in my sight, but didn't happen. So.
Well, yeah, earlier when he kicked one right here on this 40, his plant foot was a good half yard in front of the ball before he actually made contact to kick it. Thought they were going to throw the flag, and they didn't, so I just thought I'd ask you that question.
Or it'd be an offside.
Well, offsides, yeah.
You said false start.
Okay, well, that's what I meant.
But there's two different penalties there. Is it false start or is it an offside?
Now back to the Tiger offense.
So here we go. McHenry back in at quarterback once again, going to get it out to Reese, and Reese is going to have enough for an 8-yard gain, brings up 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, I like it. Come out and throw that ball around.
I got
Cody Kennedy.
Go ahead.
On the tackle.
And I did get information, an injury update for the center, Brantley Bauer for Jacksonville, and he will not be back in the game tonight as he's got a knee injury. And so that'll be a difference maker in the second half as he is the new center. Going to give it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to be bottlenecked right up the middle with no gain on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down and short.
Let's see, number 29, Dominique Bowens is in the game.
So Dominique Bowens on the tackle as whole offense looks across. Trent Kelly's going to check in as Jaden Kelly checks out. Going to be a 2-back set for the Tigers as they get the right formation in place as we are underway here in the 3rd quarter of tonight's game. And going to be a broken play and going to be sacked for a loss, and that's going to be a huge play for the Indians tonight. As I was talking to somebody earlier, man, Texas High's just really kind of come out flat tonight.
Yeah, Braylon Stewart came across to take the handoff before the quarterback actually had it in his hands, so there was a little miscommunication there on what was going on. Brayson McHenry didn't have anywhere to go with the ball, so he just tucked it and tried to get what he can get. It wasn't much.
Miller in to punt the ball away as Jalen Jones gets in to line up comes in late, and going to be a flag on the play, going to be a false start, it looks like. Sloppy beginning to the second half for the Tigers. And as we wait for them that penalty to back up, 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, Mount Pleasant leads Marshall 21-7. That would be a huge win for Mount Pleasant if they could get that win. It's going to be Hallsville trailing Nacogdoches 20-17, and White House continues to lead Pine Tree 14-7 in the 4th, as Pleasant Grove is up 41-14 at halftime over Spring Hill, and Carthage was losing at halftime 14-7, and they've regained the lead 20-14. And Gilmer leads Liberty Allo across town 24-7 in the 3rd quarter. As Jacksonville jogs onto the field, and we'll try to get a number of the new center for tonight. Looks like it's going to be number 71, going to be Aiden Gray. He's a senior. He plays on the defensive line. Looks like he'll be playing both ways possibly for the rest of the night. Aiden Gay. McNown's going to get it out quick to McEwen. McEwen's going to be shoved out of bounds, and he's going to have a nice gain. Going to be 2nd down and looks like about 5 on the play.
Number 22, Michael Thomas in coverage there, and he just ran a good route right there. Not bad coverage by Thomas, but a great route by the receiver.
So brings up 2nd down and 4 as McCown comes in. Is ready to, it looks like they're going to start number 24, Hinton, at running back. Going to fake the handoff to him as that rush comes. McCown steps up and looking for McEwen, but McCown just wisely gets rid of it, throws it away.
And a lot of linemen downfield right there. Surprised that there was not a flag thrown, but nonetheless going to bring up 3rd down.
So it brings up 3rd down and 4 on the play as McCown comes in, huddles up. Usually they don't huddle this much, and so they're going to huddle up. The junior quarterback, 5'11", 175. Hinton is going to be flanked to his right. Back to pass once again. Has the rush. He's going to be broken up as the ball was intended for Devin McEwen once again, as he has been their key target all night long. Going to be Jalen Jones on the coverage.
Jalen Jones doing a good job. We saw him come out and commit a penalty just a minute ago, and Coach Stanford talked to him when he came off on the sideline, and so he's come out on defense fired up and makes a great defensive stop right there.
So it brings up a punt situation as Roberts is going to be back to punt for the Indians with Jalen Jones back deep for the Tigers. Roberts gets a punt, gets it away, gets a nice punt as he's struggled all night, but going to get a nice punt, going to get it just almost to the inside the 10. Going to be at the 11-yard line as the Tigers are going to take over at the 11-yard line with 9:24 left here in the first quarter. Tigers lead 21-7, and the first drive stalled out with that sack as they send a full house blitz on that. So Frank is back in the booth with us and joining us. Frank, really appreciate you being here tonight.
No, thank you guys for having me. Don't know that I bring much to the broadcast, but I got a chance to spend some time with these kids last year, and I'm a fan now, so I'm watching as a fan. If you hear some oohs and ahs, that's me, and I apologize ahead of time.
Yeah, that's no problem. McHenry back to pass and gets rid of it, and that might be intentional grounding as there was no receiver in the area, and fortunately going to get away with one there. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. What you got, Brian? Yep.
Oh, he double wound that one up before he threw it, didn't he? I think he thought it was going to go a little higher. It almost hit him in the hat. I thought Blake Rogers might be close enough to it, but
oh no.
It's going to be a safety because he threw it out of the end zone. And so that's going to bring the score 21-9, and Jacksonville's going to get the ball. And if you're Texas High, you've got to and so it's going to be a teaching moment for McHenry. That's what
and I was going to second guess that decision to punt there from midfield. I'm glad I didn't, because that would look pretty foolish at the moment.
Yeah. Coach Stanford's not happy about that play by his senior quarterback. So it's going to be 21-9 for the Tigers as it's going to be 9:19 left here in the third quarter, and that is not a way that you want to start the second half at all if you're Texas High.
the Indians fired up. They're the first ones that come out and score here in the second half, and so giving them a little bit of life coming out of the locker room. And see if they can capitalize on having the momentum on their side.
So Austin Miller to kick the free kick, and it's going to be from the 20-yard line, kicks it deep.
Wow.
And it's going to roll. Wow, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Wow, going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. Great coverage by the Tigers. And, man, turning a bad situation. You're talking about flipping the field quick for the Tigers.
Yeah, and a great job right there by the kicker for the Tigers, just squib kicking it right over the lineman and letting it roll down and keeping it from going out of bounds. That was a great job.
You know, Frank, you talked a lot. You're a big fan of Clayton Smith last year. Obviously graduated, went on to Oklahoma. But I have to say, we've been talking about it all year. I feel like the defense is even better this year than it was last year, even without Clayton Smith.
I have no choice but to believe you. You see him every night, and it's hard to believe. That was a fantastic defense last year. One of the best I've ever seen at the high school level.
And Ian Kreit has come in to take Clayton's place, and it's just like they just have found a way to just keep training guys to be better and better on that defensive line. Coach Hawk does a great job. As you see Hinton on the carry, or actually a little screen pass to Hinton, and he's going to be brought down the backfield for a loss of 2.
And after seeing Derek this year kind of shine a little bit without Clayton on the other end, it makes me wonder just how in the heck anyone got a pass off last year.
Yeah.
That was your favorite play in football right there, the little tunnel screen.
Don't like. It's the wide receiver screen I don't like. So it's going to be rolled back. McCown's going to be brought down. It's going to be sacked in the backfield. And that's going to be, who is that, Brian?
Yeah, we talk about it every week. A lot of people like to talk about Derek Brown. I like to talk about Ian Kreit. he comes flying in. And we talked about people not being able to run away from Derek Brown earlier. Ian Kreitz showed a little burst of speed right there.
Yeah, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and forever it's going to be 3rd down and 25 for the Indians, as this Texas High defense is stepping up and saying, hey, if we can't get any offense going, you can win a championship with a defense. So 7:50 left in the third quarter.
From the 13-yard line. And keep in mind, 3 plays ago, we kicked off from the 20.
Yeah, going to be bobble snap. Once again, as we talked about, that center position is going to be key for the Tigers as he gets that ball off, and it's going to be caught by McEwen. Just literally heave it and throw it, and they're saying he was out of bounds on that play, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 25 as McCown tried to make one heck of a throw on that play.
Yeah, and a nice job right there getting away from, all 4 orange jerseys on the defensive line and just finding the receiver down there, and almost an amazing catch. Tightrope act right there on the sideline, but he just couldn't get a foot down, and so going to bring him all the way back down to punt right from the goal line.
So it's going to be a timeout, a special teams timeout.
I don't think they've got enough people on the field. The up back was counting people, and either he miscounted and they wasted a timeout, or they don't have enough people on the field, or maybe too many.
Yeah, we're going to keep it here. I think it's going to be just a 30-second timeout as they just get things situated. I did see Coach Stanford go to his offensive line during that defensive possession and really try to motivate those guys to do and take care of their responsibilities, as McHenry hasn't had a lot of time to pass. And we've noticed, it's been a run game all year long, and this year they've really tried to, or this game, they've tried to really open the passing game up a little bit as they've added Gray outside. They've moved Blake back to the slot position, and then Reese has had a lot of one-on-one time. And so interesting to see how that's going to play out the rest of the season as the run game has been their go-to.
Yeah, and I think, of course, the coach is watching film and preparing for this team. The receivers for Texas High definitely, outmatch the secondary by far for the Indians tonight, and I believe that's why they're trying to pass. They feel like they can hold the line and the linebackers off of McHenry, and they can come out and work on their passing game tonight. But it just hasn't worked exactly like they've had planned so far.
That's going to be a flag.
Jalen Jones had a chance to return the ball, but they thought it was going to be a fumble on the play, but he was down by contact, and then there's going to be a flag on the play. Looks like, Frank, you saw something on that.
I saw some unnecessary roughness.
I got you. Was it on?
I think we're walking backwards 15 yards.
I got you.
Some very unnecessary
tensions are high right now.
Yeah, well, Texas High's come out flat, and they're figuring out, hey, we got to take care of business, and they're not. And so now it's not what they expected, and so you got to come play the game. That's why you do it. So it's going to be a late hit, number 52, which is going to be Ezekiel Ware is the penalties on him. So I'm going to back it up 15 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
And had it happened during the live ball, it would have been a blindside block out of the way, I believe. So
either way.
That's right. It's costing us 15 there.
It's going to cost us 15 yards. So here we go. 1st and 10. They're going to go trips to the right, to the left, and go one-on-one with T.J. Gray down here on the bottom. But they're going to go that wide receiver screen to Blake Rogers, and Rogers couldn't quite haul it in. He kind of bobbled the ball and messed up the timing there. So
I was just pointing at you. There's your mismatch. Look at this guy over here.
I think you take that deep all day long and let him just throw it up and let him run under, because there's a lot of speed on this side of the field.
I think so, especially being on that hash mark over there. You've got a lot of field to work with. You drop it right over the top. Now they're changing their coverage. They're going to use the safety as the inside cover guy there.
He still got him. So
going deep, got A.J. Gray deep, and it's up, and the ball is going to be knocked away. It's great defense by the Jacksonville Indians.
Yeah, and Coach saw exactly what we were talking about just a second ago. He had the deep threat there one-on-one, and then the Indians came out and changed their coverage with 2 safeties. And so the cornerback stayed out here in the flats and just held the outside down as the safety took the inside, and it just wasn't a good route to run in that certain coverage.
It'll be 3rd down and 8 after the incompletion. And so going to be Jaden Kelly, who's usually the H-back, going to take him out as a receiver. So McHenry back to pass, offensive line, great protection,
nice
and had
throw.
Cody Reese across the middle for a 1st down, and it's going to be dropped, and the punting unit is going to come on for the Tigers.
And I'm not sure who the receivers coach is for the Texas High Tigers, but he is not going to be a happy camper tonight. We've had 2 drop touchdowns. We had a couple deep balls that should have been caught, and one right there right across the middle. You're looking at 150 yards that have been left on the table right there for McHenry and these receivers.
And 12 points.
And 12 points, maybe even more.
Yeah, going to be Austin Miller, because that one, he was going to go a long ways on that last play. Austin Miller in to kick.
Oh.
And he's going to, rugby style, he's going to run it out and wait on McEwen and kind of confuse it, and going to be out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Did a great job, Austin Miller did. Great job by kind of baiting that a little bit. If they were going to go downfield, he could have gotten a 1st down. I think
I like that. I like that play. Coach Stanford's letting him decide on what he wants to do. If he takes it and wants to run out and rugby style that ball, then he's got the option to do that. And if everyone turns and runs, he's got the option to take off with it. And so good job right there by him to kick it away with defenders closing in. But big props to Coach Stanford for giving him that option.
That reminds me, did we see any of that last year with Ryan as the punter, with that athlete back there?
I
Can
don't.
you imagine?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were. I think they were being a little safe when they saw him back there. It's a little different when you put the kicker out there.
Another substitution issue here.
Once again, going to be a substitution issue for Jacksonville as they're trying to get everybody on. And there's going to be a delay of game against Jacksonville.
I can see this tearing former coach Brian Bolt up over here.
Silly mistakes, guys. Those are the kind of things that you can't have happen if you're going to beat a great football team.
And you're in this game.
That's right. Those things right there, when they send their offense out there on the field, there's no way that you can not send enough people out there. That's just a mistake on the coaching staff.
So going to be McCown back to pass, and he's going to run out, and he's going to throw it across the middle. Pass is intended for 23, Calvin Bryant, but going to have a flag on the play.
Yeah, the center, number 71, he was 15 yards downfield. And, you know, that's hard for a lineman. You see your quarterback start scrambling, so you make the choice to turn around. Do you start blocking? Do you stay back? And, you know, so your quarterback's scrambling, and those guys get downfield thinking that they're doing the right thing, and then he throws the ball, and they get a penalty.
Of course, it's going to be Aiden Gay that's come in as the backup center, as the starting center is out for the rest of the evening with a knee injury. And so, you know, he hadn't had a lot of snaps there in practice as you're the backup center, and he plays on the defensive line. So he's trying to make that adjustment tonight, and so
he's
it's
just trying to make a play for his team.
That's right. That's right. Going to make that mistake. Brings up 2nd down and 15 as it's going to be McCown. I do not know how he has escaped the rush this much tonight, but he is one heck of an athlete.
Yeah, he's done a great job back there playing with a lot of pressure from the Tiger defense tonight.
So it was 6:03 left in the 3rd quarter. Brings us to 3rd down and 15 for the Indians. So ball is it's going to be spotted at the 16-yard line of the Tigers as the Indians try to get looks like McCown is a little shaken up a little bit. Looked like he was gimping a little bit. So
he's probably tired from having to run from the defensive line all night.
Probably so. And he's got to go over and get the play every time. So.
Oh, and another delay of game. Wow.
I'm looking at this back judge, and he's just almost like, I got to throw it again. I mean, there's been a lot of penalties in this game. Been a very sloppy game.
And, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to go there. You know, you know what? I will go there. for a coaching staff that complained so much in the first half about the officiating, and then now you're getting penalties that coaches shouldn't be getting. I mean, it just, if you're going to complain about it, you have to take care of your own business, your own job here.
So McCown's going to be flushed out of the pocket as he's going to get the pass off to McEwen, and McEwen is going to be out of bounds once again as the Jacksonville sideline does not agree with that call, and there is going to be somebody ran their mouth on the sideline, and suddenly there's a flag on the play and going to back them up again as it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct, and there's another one. So that's going to be on number 24, it looks like, as he was walking off the field and said something. That's going to be Hinton. And going to be 33. It's going to be 33, the other Hinton, Zadarius Hinton. I bet they're brothers, I would imagine.
Well, tonight, the family's penalized.
So, and I'm sure Coach Stanford's going to wave it off. $30 and $24. So it had 30, which is going to be Rayshawn Allen. So I was wrong on 33 and 24.
With the dead ball, they're going to force both penalties.
They did actually call it on the wrong number. You were right. It was 33.
That's what I thought too. So because Coach ran down and was.
You were right.
Man.
I want everyone to know you were right.
Friday Night Wives. So Jalen Jones is going to get the fair catch at the 35-yard lines as the Texas High offense looks to come on with great field position and try to score here on senior night as Bolt is choking on his sweet tea, as it sounds like. I think he's got too much sugar in that sweet tea. It went down the wrong way. So
a lot of sugar in there, man.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Tigers of the Indians.
I think if I'm Coach Stanford this drive, it's all Braylon Stewart.
I agree.
Let's get this clock moving. Let's put a drive together. Put this football team away.
Yeah. I think you got to get Stewart into space, and that's where he's really thrived. And as we say, there's Stewart up the middle.
Look at the move.
What a move. The dance floor is open, folks, as Braylon Stewart gets the ball and going to have a gain of 12. Let's make it that 13. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
We got cameras down there in the end zone. I bet you'll see that one on Texarkana Game Day.
We just want to know, is Morgan Smith still here?
Yeah, he's right there. You don't see that big old camera?
Yeah. He can see Mars with that thing.
Look at my man. He still he even changed shoes.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He didn't want to scuff him up down there.
Stewart with a carry once again. And our man Frank called it. Braylon Stewart the whole time. Going to have a gain of 2. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. And as he's having to play center, so they've lost number 71, Aiden Gay, a starter for the Jacksonville, because he's got to play center. So they brought in a different defensive lineman, and that could make it be a difference maker. There goes Braylon Stewart to the left side, outside. He's at the 5. Just going to step out of bounds. They're going to mark him out at the 4-yard line as he was 1 block away from getting in the end zone. Going to be an injured player on the field. Looks like number 55, McKalen Horn, the senior for the Indians. And so with that injury, we're going to take a timeout as Texas High leads 21-9. You're watching Tiger football on Texarkana Game Day.
This is Brian from Flying Burger and Seafood, inviting you to join us for the fastest and freshest casual dining experience in Texarkana. Whether you're hungry for a freshly ground hamburger, the tastiest fried catfish, or some of our amazing grilled seafood or chicken, we have what you want, just the way you like it, and always with a smile. Fast, casual dining, just the way you like it. Flying Burger and Seafood, Summerhill Road. Oh yeah, don't forget to top it off with the biggest, baddest cinnamon roll you've ever had. See you soon.
Clinic is seeking to change the way that multi-specialty medicine is delivered. We believe that a meaningful one-on-one relationship with our patients is at the core of every successful outcome. Our staff is ready to welcome you to our family expert providers. Our mission is to keep you healthy and live an enjoyable life.
And we are back as we're about to get back underway as Texas High has it first and goal at the 4-yard line, as Blake Rogers is going to come out wide with Cody Reese inside and going to go double stack with the tight end and an H-back. Going to bring back, go to a tight set, hand it off. Oh, looked like they were going to go to Braylon Stewart and had Cody Reese wide open in the end zone and just totally missed him there.
Yep, he just didn't have quite enough time to get through all of his choices there. But Eric, you know, you can't out Pizza the Hut. We're going to have some score updates brought to you by Pizza Hut, but you know what? Eric's going to bring us some scores because you can't outscore Eric. So, Eric, give us some score updates.
9 minutes left. Mount Pleasant leads Marshall 21-14. Hallsville trails Nacogdoches 30-24, and White House is leading Pine Tree 21-7. Crosstown Liberty Islo trails Gilmer in the fourth quarter 38-7, and Pleasant Grove in the third quarter. Spring Hill they are leading. Pleasant Grove's leading Spring Hill 41-21, and New Boston leads Atlanta 34-12 midway through the fourth quarter. That last play, Braylon Stewart on the carry brings up third down and goal, had a loss of 1. Going to be at third down at the 5-yard line. And going to be intercepted in the end zone by the Indians, as looked like McHenry tried to get it to Gregg across the middle.
He did make a heck of a play on that football.
Yeah, that was a great job. Great job.
So I'm going to tell you, I've kept saying, and I've talked about it several times tonight, Jacksonville has some athletes on the field. They just can't get them all going the same direction. And if they do, that is a hotbed that could be really special in the district next year.
Yeah, they just keep hanging around, and don't count them out just yet. There's plenty of time left to go in this ball game. And so Jacksonville, again, the momentum swings their way and their offense trots out. If they can go down and punch in a score right now, they're right back in it.
Yeah, and as I hate to say poorly, but as poorly and as undisciplined as they've played, it's only a 2-possession game here, fellas.
Yes, they're going to be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. McNown going to be flushed out of the pocket once again. He tries to direct traffic, and he's going to take a shot from Childs, and he's going to be a little slow to get up on that. Childs picks him up, like grabs him and picks him up like, hey, just get up. I want another shot at you.
Yeah, get up. I got one more in me.
So going to bring up 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass by McCown. I'm going to tell you something. He is absolutely a great athlete to be running around like he is, and because that defensive line has had him swarmed all night long.
You talk about another very athletic guy is Brandon Childs, who just hit him. He's a big guy, but he does some running around.
Oh, no.
Yeah, going to be a legal substitution as they have 12 men in the huddle and then run one off, and you can't do that. And that's the 4th one of the night alone.
You've got coaches in the booth. I've seen them. They've got headsets on. You've got 10 coaches. You've got 10 or 12 coaches on the sideline. There is no way that you should have too many or not enough players on the field. That is.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 15. I'm going to rescue Brian out of before he says something that he shouldn't.
It's disgusting.
He's going to hand it off up the middle. Looks like it's going to be Mallard on the carry. We haven't called his name in a while. Excuse me. There's a new running back in. Going to be J.T. Johnson, the senior, that is checked in at running back. So we're going to bring up 3rd down and 14 for the Indians, as it's been the common language of them tonight because of penalties, not so much because of a quarterback sack.
And as aggressive as this Texas High defense has become here in the second half, I believe if Jacksonville would set up a screen here in the next couple plays, they may pop one. Haven't seen it all night, though.
Quite honestly, that is actually probably the only play that could work, as he's being Ian Crite on the chase and just barely misses him, gets his foot, and McCown gets it off. I'm very impressed with Ron McCown, just how athletic he is. I didn't think he was as athletic as he's showing tonight. I mean, he's being flushed out of the pocket and still able to throw on the run.
Well, you know, I find myself feeling like it's kind of deja vu when we first started talking about Derek Brown last year. He had no offers, no one was looking at him, and he wasn't the star right now. I feel the same way about Ian Cricht. Have you seen that guy run tonight?
Yes.
He is an awesome athlete. Guys, he's a junior.
Oh,
if you're not looking at him right now, you need to.
There we go.
And there's going to be a safety as he is tackled in the end zone. The punter is tackled in the end zone as he bobbled the snap. And we're going to see where they mark it.
They're going to call him just outside of the end zone.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 1. And
Even better.
Even better. Take it, Texas High. And so the punting unit's coming off going, man, we wanted the safety or the touchdown. 2:48 left in the third quarter. Texas High leads 21 to 9.
If I were a betting man, I'd put the odds at 0. This ball is thrown into this end zone.
You think so?
I'm not throwing this
I wouldn't put it at 0.
Right.
You may not, but what are the odds of Coach Stanford?
I saw Braylon Stewart chuck off 40 yards in 4 plays, and they threw the ball in the end zone.
Tell you what, McCullough just ran out there like, all right, here we go, guys. We're fixing to stack it. They're going to go double stack once again. Going to bring Nate Minnie and Jaden Kelly in, and I'm going to tell you Braylon Stewart's getting this one. Here we go. Hand it off to Braylon Stewart, and he is going to be in for the touchdown, Tigers. Braylon Stewart.
The dancing machine, Braylon Stewart. Boy, he's danced all around this field tonight, hasn't he?
He sure has, and that's going to be his 14th touchdown of the season. And so congratulations to him on senior night for getting a touchdown as Austin Miller in for the point attempt after.
I was almost certain Bolt had a pun coming with a sponsor after that.
No, I didn't. I tried
sponsor?
to. Eric didn't like those, so I quit.
You know, if we had like a collision center, that collision sponsored by, I could see that. I mean, there's creativity, and then you can be over creative. You know,
We've got a partnership with Red Door Dance Center, I believe, right?
So, speaking of sponsors,
there we go.
We do need to mention some sponsors. We appreciate all of our sponsors here at Texarkana Game Day that make it possible for us to bring you live local Texas and Arkansas athletic sporting events, and here at Tiger Stadium each and every Friday night. We've got Conterra Networks, Texana Bank.
Let me start off by telling you, if you're in the Arkansas side of town and you need insurance needs, Brian Bolt, he's your man. Anything.
Here,
we're
just
talking auto,
finish
home.
these for me.
Oh,
start
you're
right
on the
there.
left side. I'm sorry. We'll get to them in the fourth quarter.
Texana Bank, Total Medical Supply, Amcare, Flying Burger, Rocasa, Eagle Dental, and a Red River Lumber.
River Lumber, they built our set for us, and so we appreciate what they do. All of the sets that we have for Texarkana Game Day, Red River Lumber is taking care of those. Appreciate those guys very much, along with all of our other sponsors as well. So Austin Miller in to kick it off. 2:41 left here in the third quarter. Texas High extends their lead 28-9 after the botched punt by the Indians. The ball at the 1, and Braylon Stewart cashes it in on the first play of the series. Austin Miller going to kick it short, and it's going to try to be fielded by number 22. That's going to be Jose Castillo, and he's going to bring the ball out to the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Number 8, Xavier Dangerfield, coming in with the tackle on special teams. A couple guys getting some hands on him, but just couldn't quite get him down. He's a shifty little guy.
He is shifty, but he doesn't have good hands. Looked like he had DB hands there as he was trying to field that ball.
He batted it down and then picked it up.
Yeah, so going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians as McCown comes back on. I'm sure after this game he's going to be sore and need an ice bath as he has taken a few shots, but then he's had to run a lot too. As we stated, going to be another J.T. Johnson as he is checked in the ball game once again.
Yeah, and Cameron Thomas, a couple Tigers had him wrapped up. Cameron Thomas just came in and knocked everybody down, so we'll give him the tackle there.
So going to be Mallard coming in as Johnson checks out. So Mallard in at running back as you still got McEwen in at wide receiver as he is the go-to guy for them. They've just had a problem up front of getting it to him, giving McCown enough time. So as McCown's going to roll out, and he looks like he's going to go throwback, and it's going to be intercepted. He's at the 10-5, touchdown Tigers. None other than Javarius Tyson on the interception.
And there's flags all over the field. I think the first one's going to be holding, but the second one just came in, so there's no telling what it's going to be. But the Tigers are excited for a second.
Looked like they were trying to set up a screen there, but I think it turned into a wheel route. He just underthrew it.
Well, they were trying to roll the quarterback out that way, and they were going to throw it back across the field. Whenever you do that, you've got to throw it high and over to the sideline. Those linebackers in that secondary for the Tigers, you throw that thing low enough for them to get it, and they're going to take off.
So we're going to get the call from the official. It's going to be holding. It's going to be holding on the Indians, and then an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Tigers, it looks like.
Number 30. It's going to be Cameron Thomas, who is in for the injured Braxton White.
Yeah, so apparently he said something or tried to invite somebody over for Christmas dinner or something. Who knows what happened, but I'll tell you this. So here, we got a replay here, so it's going to be Javarius Tyson on the pick six.
You've got to think McCown wants that one back. He puts a little air to that. That's 6.
Kick is up, and the kick is good, and so with that kick, very quickly here in the third quarter, this game is just about to get out of hand. It's 35-9, and just less than 3 minutes ago, it was a 2-score game, as we mentioned. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
If you're thinking of building or remodeling, start your project with Red River Lumber and the Design Center. Our full-line lumber yards are stocked with the building materials you need for your project. The Design Center offers doors and windows, flooring, cabinetry, countertops, appliances, and more. And our team will help guide your project every step of the way. Take advantage of our custom kitchen design service. We'll help visualize your project with a 3D rendering of how your new space will look. Red River Lumber and the Design Center is proud to be a Day One sponsor of Texarkana Game Day.
We're back here at Tiger Stadium at Grimm Park as Austin Miller is set to kick it off after the Tigers pick 6. And I think that's about the 3rd or 4th one this year by that Tiger defense. Texas High leads 35-9 with 1:47 left in the third quarter. And Austin Miller kicks it deep after the penalty, backed it up to the 20. McEwen puts his foot in the ground and makes a great move. Gets it out to the, going to be run out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10, and there is another flag on the play, and going to be after the play, probably another unsportsmanlike conduct by somebody.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on number 45. That's Jaden Kelly. Looked like a little jawing after the play on the sideline.
Let's see what happens here.
Coach Stanford's not a happy camper right now.
So Coach Stanford really having to, he's not putting up with it and letting them know.
What's he telling them?
Well, just say if you're going to do that, I mean, 2 gets you kicked out, but 1, you may not play again tonight. You know, I mean, those are some things that you just got to clean up. You can't do that in the playoffs, or you're not going to win games in the playoffs. You may win against a team in district, but you're not going to win in the playoffs. So got to clean that up. So going to be McCown tried to dance around and gets it off. I'm going to tell you something.
I don't think he made it out of the pocket. I don't know if that's going to be intentional grounding if they got him late.
No, I think it's going to be late hit on Derek. Looks like on Derek Brown. So we're waiting on the call from the official.
How about both?
Number 3 on the defense. Intentional grounding. Number 18 of the offense. Those penalties offset. Repeat first down.
All right, after all of that, we're going to do it all over again. So,
might as well.
So, if you didn't hear, it's going to be roughing the passer on Derek Brown, and Ryan McCown is with the intentional grounding. So 1st and 10, as we're going to hand it off once again to Mallard. Look at there, guys. Can you believe this? There is more penalties on the play. We have not had a penalty all night until right now. I mean, can you believe it? We've got 2 of them. It tagged one of the guys in the helmet. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah, looks like.
Number 95 for the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So it's going to be face mask on Childs. And so they're going to check Childs out for a play or 2. As going to be a 15-yard penalty. Minute 23 left here in the 3rd quarter.
And I've got to tell you, the second half, the Texas High defense has absolutely owned the line of scrimmage. I don't know that I've seen a run even get to the line of scrimmage. They can't block them on passing downs. It's been a heck of a performance here in the second half. There we go again.
Yeah, going to be met in the backfield. Almost took the handoff as McCown tried to get it to him. Going to be dropped in the backfield. Looks like a loss of 4 yards, brings up 2nd and 14.
And this Jacksonville offensive line looks like they're tired, a little bit overmatched right now.
Cavante Featherson along with number 30, Cameron Thomas, who's in for the injured Braxton White. Both of those guys in on the tackle, and they will bring.
Like number 52 comes into the game.
Cameron Thomas comes out, and that's going to be Ezekiel Ware that comes in.
Our color guy's caught himself counting the offensive players before every snap.
Going to be a bobble snap, and tries to get it to McEwen, but the ball's going to be underthrown as he's throwing. It's all arm. There's no lower body into it tonight.
I'm counting the guys for him, so I can run over there and tell them in the booth next door.
You're just going to let us know when the flag is coming, huh?
Yeah.
There we go again. Another one, fellas.
So we're going to bring up 3rd down and 14. And obviously it's going to be 4-down territory for Jacksonville the rest of the night. It's 28 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And, folks, if you're at home, when it gets games like this, it gets tough for us to it gets tough to call a little bit sometimes because not a lot of action to call. McCown's going to run into his running back as he tries to hand it off. Going to be number 24, Hinton, on the carry. But he's going to be run out of bounds. Going to bring up 4th down for the Indians.
Number 22, Michael Thomas, running him out of bounds after a couple yards of a gain there.
So already at 17 seconds on the play clock for the Indians. Here in the 3rd quarter, 4th down and 11 as that Texas High defense looks like they're rotating quite a few guys in on that defensive line. And it's going to be another delay of game unless they get a timeout. Yep. It's going to be a delay of game on the offense once again. And I think that's just the difference between running a quarterback over and signaling things in. It's just
they brought one player and he stood on the sideline or stood about the 30-yard line, and he waited for 10 good seconds before he came off the field, and another guy ran on. I don't understand what's taking so long.
Yep. So going to be McCown back to pass as he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Going to be holding on the play, and looks like we've got maybe a man down. I don't know if he knows where he is right now. Nope. It's going to be number 78, slow to get up. Looks like he's better. Alexis Martinez. And so going to decline that, and it'll be go over on downs as Texas High will take over at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers. And so some more scoring updates. is going to be Marshall, has taken the lead on Mount Pleasant with 2 minutes left in the fourth, 24-21. It's going to be, let's see here, Pleasant Grove has extended their lead 55-21 over Spring Hill in the fourth quarter, and Gilmer has taken a commanding lead over on the south side of town against Liberty Isle, 51-7. As McHenry's going to pull it and run like he did all last week, and the senior is not going to go out of bounds. He's going to stay in bounds and have a nice gain on the play. That's at least a gain of, I'm going to call it 20-plus yards. I'm going to call it about 24 yards. It's going to be 1st and 10 inside of Jacksonville territory. Ball is at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and he just faked the handoff right there and pulls it. You'd love to see your starting quarterback not take a big hit and go down to the turf that hard. He got up, and he was feeling it just a little bit as he came back to the huddle, and he's going to have a few moments to shake that one off. But you definitely, with a commanding lead like they've got, don't want your quarterback to get hurt. But while we have a pause in action, this fourth quarter is going to be brought to you by Texar Federal Credit Union. Texar is a community-first credit union which has served members in and around the Texarkana area since 1951. Texar employs almost 100 people and serves Cass, Bowie, Little River, Miller, Red River, and Lamar counties. Go by and visit a local branch or visit gotexar.com for more info. Eric, Texar, that's where your friends are.
And we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter. You're watching Texas High Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day.
Welcome to Texarkana Magazine,
where everyone is famous in their hometown.
Every month we have the privilege of interviewing guests and sharing their inspiring stories with you.
You can find Texarkana Magazine at many locations around town. Look for us on the first of each month where we publish a new print issue and online every Tuesday.
We'd love to connect with you. Check us out online at txkmag.com and follow us on social media.
Stay famous, Texarkana.
While we were away, Brayson McHenry gets it out to Cody Reese. Cody Reese comes up a little slow. Looks like his knee, got a little knee injury there. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. Ball is spotted at the 40-yard line as McHenry gets the snap, going to hand it off to, well, he's going to pull it and going to get outside and going to be brought down after a gain of 1. Going to be 4th down and 2. And going to see what Coach Stanford's going to do here. Looks like he got a cramp on the other side and got a player down for the Indians, as it's going to give Stanford a little bit more time to decide what he wants to do on 4th down. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
It looks like I picked the right game to come visit you guys if I want to get as much time in the booth as I can. It's going to be a long one tonight.
Yes. Run the clock.
Yeah, no doubt.
So. And my wife is here with me, as we've already talked about, and it's like 2 hours past our bedtime, so she's about to die over here. So she may go lay down behind us in the booth here just to get some rest, so we can make it home. So.
We might just let Frank finish this thing and us just go home. What do you think?
I'm in.
Yeah, he wants time in the booth, Frank. Time in the booth is what you get.
I do have a 2-hour commute, fellas, home, so.
But you know what, Frank? We appreciate you for being here.
You know what, you said.
But you know what? On your way home, if you're hungry, stop by and grab you a pizza at Pizza Hut. You can't out Pizza the Hut. It's a delicious late night snack.
McHenry's going to get it out to Trent Kelly, and Kelly's going to have plenty of yards for the 1st down. Going to be brought down at the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
I feel like I'm being left out of an inside joke with his Pizza Hut.
No, it's really not. It's just we appreciate Pizza Hut for being a new sponsor for Texarkana Game Day.
So it looks like Cody Reese is up and walking it off. Going to be okay tonight.
We have another cramp on the other side of the field. That's 13. Xavier Kendrick down momentarily.
Sophomore.
But you don't need pizza,
I'm going to take over our color duties while you keep telling us about Pizza Hut and all the delicious toppings and what our options are tonight for dinner.
Well, I have to tell you because you don't eat pizza, do you?
I used to eat pizza. I stopped eating pizza.
That's why you're so fit and thin. You ought to try it sometime. It's delicious. Extra cheese.
Well, all I know is Bolt has had your pizza and his.
No. I didn't have both of our pizzas. I did have both of our banana pudding.
That's right. You did have that. So I'll tell you what, man. You come to the Grimm Stadium or Tiger Stadium. There is going to be plenty of food in the press box.
Bolt's had the dessert pizza.
I actually have. I love it. Love it.
Bolt has had a lot of pizza.
The pizza in Magnolia, the Pizza Inn.
Pizza Inn?
Yeah. It shut down, but man, that was the place to go. The buffet had the dessert pizzas, 3 or 4 different dessert pizzas. Man, what are you talking about?
Going to hand it off to Kelly up the middle. Kelly's going to be brought down after a gain of 3. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Got another Indian slow to get up as he acts like his arm is hurt. Maybe have a little stinger there. Looks like number 53 is struggling, Caden Franklin.
These Tigers putting a whooping on these boys tonight. Everything hurting, Coach. What's hurting? Everything.
Everything. 9:30 left here in the ball game. Clock is ticking. Tigers lead 35-9. McHenry back to pass. Going to be pressured and flushed out of the pocket and going to be brought down. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage as it is going to be 3rd down for the Tigers.
Number 24, De'Arian Hinton on the tackle for the Indians.
So in at receiver is going to be taking Cody Reese's spot is Dangerfield. And along with Jake McGuire.
Dangerfield here at the bottom of the screen. Let's see if we've got any help over the top. It looks like
he's going to have a free play, and he's going to get it to A.J. Gray and going to just underthrow him just a little bit. And it's going to be, should be offsides on the Tigers. Excuse me, on the Indians. We'll know here in just a second. Yeah, it's going to be offside, so it's going to march it 5 yards. Makes it. It's going to be repeat 3rd down. He said first, but I think it's going to be 3rd down and 2 on the play. So going to be a great catch. Trying to get great. It was a run play. I'm sorry, by Trent Kelly. I was trying to see what it was. Great run play by Trent Kelly, as it's going to get it down inside where it's going to be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. So it brings up 1st and 10. Going to pull the ball as McHenry's going to go outside, and he's going to get close to touchdown Tigers. So McHenry looked to hand it off there and just pulls it and just says, hey, I'm going to take it myself on senior night, and gets it into the end zone. So touchdown for McHenry. That is going to be his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Congratulations to him on the touchdown on senior night. 8:07 left here in the 4th quarter. Texas High looks to put one more on the board as Miller comes on for the point attempt after. Excuse me, that is not Miller in. That is going to be.
That's Blake Rogers.
No, Hampton Howell. The senior Hampton Howell is in. And he makes it 42-9 in favor of the Tigers. With that, we're going to take a break. You're watching Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day and Tiger. back here as number 41 is in to kick once again for the Tigers on the kickoff. It's going to be number 41, Hampton Howell, the senior, as his first kick, official kick.
Oh, wow.
McEwen's going to knock it out of bounds, and that joker laid it right where he needed to put it.
Yes, he did. You come in and your first kick, you score, and then you kick one like that, and the guy slaps it out of bounds. You couldn't ask for better.
Couldn't ask it for better whatsoever. So it looks like we're going to have a lot of changes at defense as the Tigers are well in command of the lead. And, folks, we're going to have to call a bunch of different numbers, and we're going to try to call as many names as we possibly can tonight as Jacksonville jogs back on with their first team offense on the field.
Number 17, Chandler Wright, is in at cornerback. Number 38, I don't have a 38, so we'll try to get a number on him.
So number 24 is going to bat that down. It's going to be Nathan Tyler Moore, who could be a starter probably anywhere else, but he's comes in and makes a difference already as he bats that pass down. So going to be number 52's in, number 30, 51. 28 is going to be Donnie Grissom that's in.
Yep.
Number 39.
Trevin Rush is in. Number 82 just trotted on the field. That's Keith Lewis.
Number 39, Tyler Thomas is in the game.
So we're trying to get everyone called out.
It's going to be a long pass and just going to be underthrown and out of the reach of number 23. The pass was intended for Calvin Bryant as we're at 7:54 left in the fourth quarter. And, you know, folks, or guys, for a while Jacksonville was in this game, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off once again for those guys.
Just costly mistakes, costly penalties, and they were in this game even up until the end of the third quarter. And the Tigers just a couple possessions there drove it down the field and scored.
So going to try to go deep once again as
That's a nice
McCown gets it out. Pinson on the reception as he makes a great diving catch.
He didn't catch the easy one, but he caught the hard one. A great catch right there.
Yeah, going to be Pinson on the reception. Going to give the Indians 1st and 10. The ball is spotted at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, we apologize. We don't have a 38 on our roster. We'll try our best to get a name for you. He's in coverage over there on the far side of the field.
So going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball is spotted at the 50. Going back to pass to Pinson once again. And it looks like Donnie Grissom's going to run him out of bounds on that other side as it's going to be another first down for the Indians. Well, the tuba song has began.
I don't mind them getting first downs, but I'd like them to stay in bounds. I mean, get as many first downs as you can get, but just stay in bounds.
Yeah.
Keep the clock running.
Well, and they're
Folks here in Texarkana are tired.
Who's tired?
Everybody in Texarkana.
Everybody's tired.
Everybody in this booth right now. Are you tired? See, everybody in this booth.
They're all ready to go home. And that ball is going to be thrown into the second row. Incomplete pass by Mother down there. She could not quite haul that reception in. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Nice shot of the band right there. The band getting into it. A little chilly out there. I see somebody got their hood on in the band.
Another area score tonight. DeKalb beat Hooks 26-20. Dangerfield over Pewitt 42-6. Mount Vernon beats Winsboro 41-21 to remain perfect on the year. And Prairieland beats Redwater 38-22. Hugh Springs beats Queen City 46-12. And Linden Kildare gets the win 28-21. And James Bowie beats Detroit 28-14. Let's see if we got another score here, another update. Pine Tree falls to White House 21-14. to 14, and that is a big implication in the playoff seedings for the district as White House gets their first win of the season, along with Nacogdoches beating Hallsville. So the district trying to get those seedings is going to be very, very, it could get interesting as Mount Pleasant falls to Marshall 24-21 as they led the majority of the game. Going to be fourth down on the play after it's fourth down and 5. As obviously Jacksonville is going to go for it. It looks like the tuba song is working so far to stop this drive. And Brian, you're getting your wish. The clock is still running. You look really excited about that.
It's
too.
not running quick enough.
Well, it runs a second at a time. You just got to be patient in the process. 4th and 5. Jacksonville looks to keep it alive, and they're going to go deep and in the end zone, and going to be to no avail as the ball was intended for number 6, Cash Bearden. I think that's the first pass attempt to him, and so it's going to go over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers, as I'm going to go with Frank on this one. Just hand it off and let him run the ball.
Yeah, and so if you're watching at home, make sure you stay with us. After the clock ticks 0, we've got Decimal Doty, who will come on here and name our player of the game. We always put that on him so we don't have to name him.
We're going to have to hurry because we only got 20 minutes to get out of here before they turn the lights off.
Well, I can guarantee you somebody that's going to be out of here in 20 minutes. Now, you like to stick around and talk to everybody.
My wife is saying I'm the one. She's probably right. Joe Miller, the sophomore, gets his first carry of the season for the Tigers and takes it up the middle and has a gain of 7 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 3.
He's good looking back there, isn't he?
He sure is.
I was about to say the same thing. Showed a little burst there. They just keep them coming, don't they?
Coach Stanford likes to get home before midnight, so that's why he wants Eric to leave.
I'm just going to tell you.
Fellas, I'm putting in the call. There's a house call coming here in this drive.
Yep. Oh, yeah?
Here it is. He's going to try to get it outside to no avail as that defense swarms. He's got a gain of 1. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2 on the carry. After the carry by number 25 once again, Joe Miller. Sophomore, man. Hey,
yeah, I like Joe Miller.
He looks pretty good. I mean, with
I'd like
Stewart
to see him get out here in the green grass, let him loose, and let's see if he can see how fast he can run.
Let's just see how fast of a boy you are.
That's right. Get on out there and go.
I mean, look at the box. He makes the first guy miss. He's going.
Yeah.
He's taking it.
And that cut right there may do it. Ooh.
He gets upended, and but he's going to have enough for the first down. Going to be at the 50-yard line, and that once again keeps the ball in the Tigers' hands and the clock running as our man Brian Bolt is on the Yawn Trail. And that yawn is sponsored by.
I tell you what, I think we're going to name our player of the game when the clock gets under 1 minute. So then no post-game show tonight, folks. We're going to let the band and the high steppers have it. We'll just show you them. And
it looks like the band have turned into high steppers over there.
Oh, yeah, they're having a great time.
They're having a good time. It'll be Joe Miller on the carry once again. He's going to bounce it after he was bottlenecked inside. Man, I'm telling you, this is a little scrappy running back.
Yes, he is.
And going to have a gain of 6 on the play. He brings up 2nd down and 4.
Band's having a good time, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what they're doing.
They're making a bunch of noise, and the offense is on the field. I do know that. Hey,
Yeah.
Did you notice this? That they've moved the band from the end to now at the more midfield. So I really like the change. I know it kind of had to be done, but I really like the change that it's, and they put the student section on the end. It makes it a lot of fun. And hands it off to Joe Miller once again. Joe is going to have enough. He's going to be right at the first down marker. It looks like they're going to give him a first down. And if you're an official, you give it and keep the clock running.
I don't know how fast. Yeah, he's telling them move it. They didn't.
Yeah, they never even stop the clock. They're just keeping it going.
Keep that sucker rolling.
So I know who the clock operator is, and he needs to keep it running. should be getting close to the greatest formation in football, that victory formation, and I think just another first down should do it.
Yeah.
here
Junior
in just
running
a few
back
minutes.
Donnie Grisham checks in.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Eric, since we've got a celebrity
Uh-oh.
in the
Donnie's
house,
first carry, he gets a first down.
Yeah.
we might have to let I'll tell you what.
Brian,
Here's what we're going to do.
Will you make a decision?
Here's what we're going to do. When that clock ticks to 1 minute, we're going to let Frank give away our defensive MVP of the game, and we're going to let Mr. Doty give away our offensive MVP of the game. And then when it clicks 0, we're going to let your wife send us out.
Yeah, she said, "Oh no."
Okay, well we got 2/3 of it taken care of.
Hey, she don't talk. She don't talk. She don't talk, but she will.
There's our nail down.
That's
Fellas,
right.
I appreciate you guys letting me spend the game with you. I've got to head down.
Where are you going? You got to name a defensive player of the game.
If I've got 20 minutes to load that set in the trailer, I've got to get started right
All right,
now.
give me one before you leave. Who's our defensive player of the game? Don't pick randomly. You got to have a reason why.
You know what? I think Michael Thomas did such a good job outside on, what's our receiver's name out here?
McEwen.
Mr. McEwen. That's where I'm going with it.
All right.
Secondary played well. Everybody played well today. I'm going to go with our cornerback.
There you go, the senior, number 22, Michael Thomas. He'll get our defensive player of the game tonight. Doty, who you got on the offensive side?
It's the Pizza Hut player of the game.
Oh, excuse me, the Pizza Hut player of the game.
Does he get a free pizza?
He might. Go see Morgan Smith over at Texarkana Game Day and tell him that you won defensive player of the game, sponsored by Pizza Hut and
All right.
Frank Sides.
Frank missed the obvious defensive player of Ian and Crichton. Let's just make that
Yes,
clear.
yes.
We'll give out 2 tonight. Ian Crichton.
Offensive player of the game, I think Brayson could have won it like big time with those 2 early touchdowns that were dropped in the end zone, but I got to give it to Braylon. Both the receiving touchdown and was dominant on the in the run game. By the way, I've always known Pizza Hut as an after baseball place to go. Apparently
Okay.
it's an after football too.
It is now. It is now. We appreciate all of our sponsors here at Texarkana Game Day. The Tigers are going to come away with a win tonight
On senior night. On senior night. And by the way, folks, Pizza Hut has actually moved over on Richmond Road. It has moved over where down from T-Mobile now. And so make sure you make note of that as you go and visit them and tell them thank you for sponsoring tonight's game. Folks, we appreciate you joining us, where the Texas High Tigers are once again going to walk away with the win tonight as they continue to be perfect on the season and in district play, and Jacksonville is going to fall to 1-7 on the season. Hey, next week we'll be right back here at Grimm Stadium for the second senior night, as we will honor band and I think drill team and cheerleading and everything else. And so it'll be the second senior night as Nacogdoches travels to town. Game time is 7:30. I really want to encourage you to be here that night, because to support the seniors, and it is the final regular season home game of the year, but we should get a playoff one here as well. So it won't be the final home game of the year. So with that, folks, we're going to call it a night. You guys got anything else that you just got to say?
I would not have expected this final score after the first few plays at the second half.
I agree with that 100%.
John Tyson really changed it around with that pick 6.
And I think Texas High has seen some things that they need to work on this week, and I'm sure they'll get those cleaned up before next week. Folks, that's going to do it for us tonight. Once again, Tigers win tonight. We appreciate you joining us. You've been watching Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day along with TigerVision. We'll see you next week right here, 7:30, as Nacogdoches comes to town.